Mouth.
Butt.
Voice.
Chest.
Eyes.
You said that.
I meant it.
You swear you don't want anything more from me other than sex?
You swear you don't want anything more from me? Why you girls get... What are you doing?
I'm pulling up.
We can be friends with benefits. Pussy good, let me get in this. Witness this. Long stroke, baby, digging this. Feel it, bitch. Intricate flow, stripping this. Take a sip. I'm gonna take you on a guinea trip. Nightcap. Nice ass, nice tits, girl, I like that. Throw that ass back, girl, let me clap that. Vibrate the whole room when I smack that. Goddamn, do the truth, bring that ass back. Bonafide pleasure, girl. Thinking every measure, girl. Take it to a better world. Hurricane, beat it down. Rockin' like a hurricane. Never lane, beat it down the frame. When I do my thing, off the chain. Liquor in my vein. Now we switching lanes. Hit the Somerset, vibe everything. Come on, and kill this love, make it limitless. Baby girl is into this. Feel the shit. We can be friends with benefits. Let me tell you what the benefits. We can be friends with benefits. Let me tell you what the benefits. We can be friends with benefits. Going 6 months into this, hit a lick. She my trap queen, where we go flip a brick. East side, west side, we be in this bitch. Detroit murder mitten, what we represent. My girl down the ride, she a bad bitch. Revolutionary shit, she a blast quick. Head back to the hood, count my bag, bitch. Think I'm falling in love with this madness. Hold up, wait a minute. Emotions in it, and I think I'm fucking tripping. Look me in my eyes, and she said she fucking dig it. Let's put our mind together, then start a fucking business. We fall like a motherfucker, ride through the city. Like after that, she ride my dick like a motorbike digging this. Benefits is limitless. Baby girl is into this. Feel the shit. We can be friends with benefits. Let me tell you what the benefits. We can be friends with benefits.
Okay. That's enough of the tennis.
What's wrong with the couch? It's less emotional.
The bedroom is better light. And since we're just friends, I don't have to be insecure about my body.
Come on. Hey, you're beautiful. There's nothing to be insecure about.
You see, that is way too emotional.
Try to weigh 100 bowls, that shit broke the scale. If I get locked up, no a nigga gon' make bail. Free my nigga Rod, that nigga locked up in hell. 100 straps, 100 max, the bitches sit up on my lap. Round, I took your hoe, she made it clap. No CJ, he get them racks, I double back. Serve a fiend every day, bitches a fact. Run it up like every day, sliding in the coupe. Yo, be sucking dick and shorty say that I'm the truth. Big 7 alley boys, you know we get the loose. Shaq Diesel with the 40, they tell you don't fuck with dude.
Hated took it close, so I had got my cake up. They was hating on the champ, so I had got my weight up. No, I'm not, I'm a free man, I'm a free man. Me and Shorty just met, and I spent 3 bands up. Swerving in the Tesla while she doing her makeup. And she ain't fucking with me, cause she know I'm a player. Ain't no trauma, gon' spray on my niggas out to the AM. We wanted everything, give a fuck about Uncle Sam. And if a nigga run up on CJ, he getting these hands. We ain't fucking with no rats, some niggas taking a stand. And plus we hanging up the phone, if it ain't about them bands. You ain't fucking with us now, you don't get second chance. But I just met this bitch and I spit 3 bands. Sliding in the jack, she got her hand up in my pants. Shorty fuck with C and a friend, she fuck with Champ. CJ running circles, run these niggas doing laps. Tired of fucking with niggas, all they do is cap. And I do this for the city, put them on the map. CJ started to brick a dope, I hope you don't relapse. Know you fucking with her, you know it's double tap. My side bitch crazy, my main bitch lazy. My other bitch said she wanna fuck me on the daily. I slide in that Mercedes, she wanna have my baby. And money been the only thing up on my mind lately. Hated to get close, so I had got my cake up. They was hating on the champ, so I had got my weight up. No, I'm not, I'm a free man, I'm a free man. Me and Shorty just met, and I spent 3 bands on. Yeah.
Man, welcome back
to the JVJ Network. Let's get
I
it.
was born this way, either whipped dope with the NBA, I don't bang no set, I'm a renegade, cause either way I'm getting paid, ice on my neck like lemonade, hit a lick now I'm in the shade, shopping at Neiman's, I might buy the rack.
Man, we are back. We are back up in here, man. I hope everybody having a good Saturday, man. It's college football weekend. I know that's been popping, but my team, they just blowing everybody out. Y'all already know how that go. We just blowing them out. Chump change game this weekend. So, we get into the show, man. We're gonna get to it and get with it. And see, shout out to Raw Potato, first man in the comment section, man. He said, is this the one about that female cop laughing out loud? It's actually not. It's actually not, but that is one that we should have. Actually, I think we might have covered it. I'm not sure. Might have covered her. But this is a different one, y'all. And just because Potato came to it real quick and hit it with it. Look, y'all see the title, man. Y'all saw what the title said. Black men arrested because Becky lies after having a choo-choo ran on her ass. Can we get some justice for black men? There was a story, and I'm surprised that it wasn't national news, but actually I'm not surprised it wasn't national news because, we try to beat down these type of stories. We don't want people to know about it because it happens a lot. But there was how would it describe it? Matter of fact, I'm not going to describe it to you, y'all. I'm going to let the people actually describe it to you because we're covering a lot of different videos tonight. The topic tonight is cops. Y'all know how I feel about the police department, especially the bad ones. And this is all encompassed. It's all encompassed. But if you have not heard about this story, you're going to hear about it today, and you're going to hear about it from one of the gentlemen, if not both of them. So if y'all ready, I'm ready, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. Turn the noties on so y'all know when we dropping this hot shit. And share the videos, man. Share the videos so we can spread the word and get this shit popping over here. But without further ado, let's get to it. Becky, why you out here lying like that? Shit. Let's go.
A former El Campo, Texas police officer fired, arrested, and accused of sexual assault. He's now filed a civil lawsuit, claiming he was wrongfully accused. Freddie Douglas is at the center of this situation. He and his friend, John Marks, were arrested last December. Both of them were accused of raping a woman known as Amanda Shipley. However, Douglas says the sex was 100% consensual on all ends. He also says home security footage will prove his innocence. Here's a look at the moment investigators noticed the camera.
Well, I hope they just do that and he might try to come out with evidence that it was legit, not true.
So my reason on why I would have gotten an arrest warrant that this happened in Victoria County area. All this is reported still, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Now, a grand jury refused to indict the officer and his friend after seeing the video evidence. That means the criminal charges or the case both were dropped. We have since reached out to the city of Manville and the Manville Police Department for a statement, and here's what they told the Factor Uncensored. Following the arrest, several false or misleading allegations were made against the police department. Sadly, these destructive narratives only serve to divide our residents and have no place in our community. The Manville Police Department works to uphold the highest standards of the law enforcement profession, and the outcome of this legal action will demonstrate that we have held to these standards. Joining us to talk about it, Freddie Douglas and his attorney, Mike Korinsky. Glad to have you here on the Factor. So, Mike,
before he goes into this, and Uncanny, I don't know who's ranked number 2. I only worry about the best of the best of the best, and that's us, Alabama, ranked number 5. But the story was pretty much this man, not this gentleman right here. He's the friend. The guy that was charged with him was dealing with this white lady. He moved into a new neighborhood. He had been dealing with this white lady for like a couple months or whatever. And his birthday came around, so that guy invited the guy you see on stage right now, the black man, invited him over, and they was going to celebrate his birthday. So they ended up going to a game, and then they came back. And when they came back, the neighbor, the white lady that his friend had been smashing, came over there with cupcakes and stuff with his name on it and everything, came in the house, hopped in the pool, got butt naked, and started going to town. She came there for a reason, and she accomplished it, whatever that reason was. And a few weeks later, she ran down to the police department and said somebody touched her. Now, with the police statement that they made right there, talking about how we're above this, these false statements made about us, whatever. I'm gonna show you how the police like to cover up their own fuck ups, because this man is gonna speak to it. But the whole time there was video evidence that proved that these men were innocent of what happened. And then on top of that, you arrested the men before you even interviewed them. Like, an allegation was made. Maybe you go investigate it. Nope, we're going to put them niggas in handcuffs. And that's what they did. And people called them out for it. And then they want to make that statement, oh, these are false accusations. No, they weren't. Even by your own knowledge. But either way, though, I'm going to let them talk. And we'll see how it rock out. Let's get it, y'all.
You found yourself arrested in handcuffs as a law enforcement officer. What was that feeling like, first of all, to you?
I was surprised. I was shocked. I didn't expect it, and I just didn't expect it. It was totally shocking to me, and it shouldn't have happened.
And in the limits that you can, take us back to that day, that evening, what it may have been, and what was the situation? Did she come over with her free will, or did you invite her? What? And what was the relationship before that instance?
She came over on her free will. I had no relationship with her. My friend knew her. I had no relationship with her, and she came over on her own will.
And what happened after that? And not to get into all the details, it is the uncensored, but not that uncensored.
Right. Me and my buddy, we went to the Rockets game earlier during that day. She was communicating back and forth with my buddy about coming over later that night to swim, to hang out. That's when she came over later that night after we returned from the Rockets game. We all were in the pool. And things just went from there.
As they say, one thing led to another.
Right.
But as you're saying, it was consensual.
100%.
There were cameras there.
100% consensual. There was cameras throughout the house, on the outside of the house. Totally consensual.
And when you had those handcuffs placed on you and your reputation tarnished, what was that like for you?
It was rough. It was the roughest time of my life. I lost everything. I lost my job. I lost my career, everything that I worked for. I lost my house. I had to sell my house, for
legal.
Correct. And there were some dark nights where I didn't think I was going to make it through it. And it took a toll on me.
And when you say you don't think you were going to make it through it, you thought about the ultimate.
Correct. My mental was off at the time. It took a toll on my mental.
Did you ever ask yourself, how in the hell did I get here?
I did. Multiple times. And I still ask myself that.
So when you heard the allegations, did you know the woman before? Or did she was more familiar with your friend?
She was more familiar with my friend. I didn't know her at all.
They had actually been in a relationship for quite some time.
And that being the friend.
Exactly. Yeah. John Marks and her lived across the street from each other. She'd been coming across the street, spending the night for months. And he was very familiar with her and she him. Yeah, but it was the first time Freddie had ever met her.
And so all of a sudden, what do you think happened? What do you think occurred that would make her make these allegations against you? And we'll get to the police department with you, Ms. Kerensky, in a second. But what do you think happened with her that made her say these things?
I think she felt guilty about what she did. She was really, really in love with my friend, and I think that she knew after that there was no going back as far as like ever having a long-time relationship with my friend. And I think that was
meaning if there's a threesome, then there's something that's lost.
Right. Yeah. And she I'm sure she thought that she would never be able to be with him as a longtime partner.
Okay. And so let's talk about the police department.
So, AKA, what he trying to say? Look, I say it in layman's term for everybody, because I know he on TV and he trying to say it right, whatever the hell. Look, y'all, She realized after she got that train ran on her, that old buddy that she was talking to, the black dude across the street the whole time, was never going to look at her the same way. He was never going to look at her the same way. Like, baby, why the fuck would I marry you and I just ran a train on you with my homeboy? Yeah, you marriage material. Like, that's what he was trying to say. That's what she was trying to say. And look, I give it to her potato. Look. At least she knew. She did know. I give her that. Look, that's some self-awareness after the fact, not before you do it. After you like, y'all, I fucked it up, y'all. But the response to just run to the police department and say they raped you, now that's pretty interesting. But once again, they're gonna get into the police department and how they handle it. Why? And this is the reason why this guy is suing the city and the police department. Because remember, y'all, he got fired. He got fired because of this. And it didn't take no time. It wasn't we need to investigate and none of this. No, nigga, you gone. Right out back. Didn't waste no time. None of that. What you need an investigation for? She said he did it. He did it. He did it. I'm like, let's keep going, y'all. This is crazy to me, but 2024, great police work.
They sent us their statement. We heard what they had to say in this. One of the things we heard from your client was they took her word and that was it, and didn't do the investigation required by a law enforcement agency. Is that accurate?
That's right. That mentioning by the chief there in Manville that they hold the highest standards of professionalism, that's going to be proven false. They never interviewed Freddie or John before they arrested them. They never asked them for their side of the story. But when they did, within minutes, they knew that the entire event was recorded on this home surveillance camera system. In fact, just before the clip that you showed earlier where the police say, oh no, we don't want to talk on camera, they had just been notified by text at John Mark's home on the day of the arrest while they're doing the search, where they were asked if they could get the surveillance video as part of their search warrant. They knew from day one that there was exculpatory evidence, and yet they continued to persecute John and Freddie all the way from December to March when the grand jury finally said, stop, this is wrong.
And what did the grand jury see or hear to make the difference in this case where your client was not criminally indicted, even though he was charged by police?
Grand jury proceedings are secret. And so I would be breaking that to tell you anything I might suspect that they saw. But they were thorough. They looked at, we believe, all the evidence. We know that Freddie and John's defense lawyers, criminal defense lawyers, made all the evidence available, including that surveillance tape. Now, whether they looked at it or not, that's secret. But we do know that their decision was decisive, and they instructed the police in Manville to stop this prosecution in the form of what is called a no bill.
Got it. Exactly. And of course, we'll continue with the conversation in just a minute here on The Fact.
Now, look, y'all, I want y'all to peep game. And this is the reason that he's suing the cops. From day one, the day they arrested old buddy, both of them, because they had to go get him off his job. He was working an event. And they, give me your gun, put your hands behind your back. Old buddy, they came to his house. They knew there was video evidence that could prove that they were innocent. They didn't give a fuck. Now, once again, this is the same shit that we keep saying over history. It's been said time and time again. A white woman yells and those white men come running and they don't give a fuck about what's true or not. You said two black dudes did it, they did it. Straight up, they did it. They knew they had evidence. How many times we hear about people getting released from prison 10, 15, 20, 30 years, they've been in there, and there was evidence to prove that they didn't do it before they got sent to prison. And the police had it the whole time. This is one of those situations right here. They prosecuted both of those dudes, knowing good and well there was evidence to prove that they didn't do it, what that woman said they did. They were willing to take it all the way to trial. Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They took it all the way to trial, knowing that they was wrong. Why do you think they did that? That's the question that we should be asking. We can go all the way down the road about Becky's lying on black men. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Black women do it too. Asian women do it. Women in general lie on men, whether they're black men or not. That's not what I'm here to focus on tonight, because I know some people will want that to be the focus. I'm here to focus on these police, the people that take tax dollars out of our paychecks. We funding this shit. We funding these people to fuck with people like this. Had evidence, y'all. Had evidence. Knew they ain't do it. Still prosecute them niggas. Let's keep going. It's kind of like when Donald Trump said, even though the Central Park was proving that DNA didn't say they do it. Nah, we need to bring back the death penalty for these motherfuckers. That type of shit. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. I don't like that type of shit.
Factor Uncensored. And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Continuing our coverage of a lawsuit brought on by former El Campo police officer, Freddie Douglas. He says his life was ruined by claims he and his friend raped a woman.
And y'all, that ain't my audio. That's their audio. I don't know what's going on in their studio.
Last year. He's here with his attorney, Mike Kerensky. Glad to have you here both on the Factor Uncensored. So Freddie and Mike, are you guys ready to say this could be a police department listening to the word of a white woman involving two black men?
I'm going to address that for Freddie, if you don't mind.
Got it. Absolutely.
Look, right now, we don't have any evidence one way or the other. We will investigate that part of the case. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this about that right now. If you're looking for a plausible explanation for all the things the Manville Police Department didn't do that they should have, and did do that they shouldn't have done, and coming to the conclusion to arrest Freddie and John, the most plausible explanation is that they had the word of a white woman against two black men. Mm-hmm. And I spent a career working on racial discrimination cases, and I'm trying to understand the mind of the white racist, because that's who I deal with. And a white racist mind cannot conceive of a white woman having consensual sex with a black man. Just can't think of it, can't understand it. So when they hear these accusations from a white woman, the idea that it might be consensual never occurs to them. Mm-hmm. That's the most plausible explanation, but we're going to have to
find
evidence.
Were you shocked when you had the opportunity to cross-examine, depose individuals, and realize that as a white person?
Yes, it was a learning and eye-opening experience for me through my career to understand that mindset. It's been a difficult thing. But I want to stress, in this case, the reason why, whether it's racial or some other reason, mm-hmm. is not important to Freddie's successful pursuit of this case. The only question is, did they violate his civil rights by mm-hmm. arresting him without probable cause? Did they lie to the magistrate to get the arrest warrant? And have they caused him damages? And whether they did that out of racism or they did that for some other unknown reason doesn't matter. It's just whether or not they did it.
Mm-hmm. And when we take a look at how they may have...
And look, I'm glad that he said that, because that's something that a lot of people need to understand. Like, that's why we need to get bills on like laws legislated, and get some bills made, some anti-black hate shit right here, because that's the only way you can trump that. It don't even matter if they did it because they were racist. They ain't even no point. Did you do some shit that was illegal? Did you do some shit that wasn't legal? Same thing. And did you violate this man's rights? Did you cause him damages? That's all the court really want to give a fuck about. They don't care if it could be two green people and a purple person. They don't care. Even though we know the court kind of does care. You know what I mean? But the guy, I get where he's coming from. I get where the lawyer's coming from when he say it that way, but that's what they got to prove. Did you harm him? Did you violate his rights? Did you cause him damages? I think they got a case, but let's keep going.
According to the civil lawsuit, lied to the magistrate and violated his civil rights. Hit those bullet points for us if you're able to, if you want to disclose it now, because obviously you have to do it in court.
Yeah, I've already done it. It's in the complaint that you can review, because you have to plead that. Mm-hmm. It was by omission and things that they did say. They did not tell the magistrate that they had not interviewed either John or Freddie. Mm-hmm. They did not tell the magistrate that they hadn't run this by the Brazoria County District Attorney's Office for approval. And they will probably testify that had they been consulted, the Brazoria County District Attorney, they would have never approved this arrest warrant in the first place. They did not tell the magistrate that there was video evidence. And why did they know? Even before they arrested John and Freddie, and they said, there's video of this whole thing showing we didn't have to do anything wrong.
Right.
Amanda told them that the house was wired with cameras in her interview with them. And they didn't tell the magistrate that there was video evidence that could confirm whether she was telling the truth or telling a lie. So it was principally by omission of not telling the magistrate things that would have given him pause, and said, well, once you find these things out, once you get the video, once you talk to the DA's office, then I'll consider signing this arrest warrant. And that's the kind of things, those are the kinds of things the Supreme Court of the United States has said erases the shield that the police get by getting a judge to say, you can arrest this guy.
Got it. We want to thank you guys for joining us. And of course, Freddie, we will continue to follow your case. Mike, thank you for coming.
We're going to stop right there for a second, y'all. We're going to stop right there because that's pretty much that interview anyways. But that's just crazy. Look, we got a PA up in the building. He said, that's my neck of the woods, and I've been arrested. We know you have in that county. I don't even know how to say that shit. I'm not even going to try. But he been arrested in that county. I can believe it, man. I bet money get wild out there sometimes. But this is crazy, man. This is crazy when you really think about it. And I'm really pointing the focus on the cops, y'all. I understand that we got the racial thing that, the black women that come around and be like, see, y'all over here messing with them white women. Look what them white women done did to you. Look what them white women done did to your ass. And it's like, bitch, you'll do it too. That's what I always be saying, man. Like, what are you talking about? Bitch, you'll do the exact same thing. What are you talking about? You do the exact same thing. And the sad part, that's not a motherfucker just saying it. There's proof, there's evidence. We had the dude down there in Florida messing with a black chick. Messing with a black chick that was married to another man, but separated in her words. And he wanted to break up with her because he was talking with another chick, and she got her brothers and all them to come over there to his house and beat him up. And he lit their ass the fuck up. He was on trial. We covered that. We covered that, y'all. Like, so I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. They both tell a lie. The focus should be on the police department. They had evidence. Like, this is crazy. That was the first time that I heard it. During her own interview, she let them know that there were cameras in there that would have shown something. So I'm like, man, hold up. Let's go get not even an arrest warrant. She gave us an accusation. She said there was cameras in there, so that could possibly prove or disprove. Let me get a warrant for his goddamn system so we can review this content before we even arrest them. Ain't that what they do with the FBI? You see, they got something on Diddy, right? Everybody say they got something on Diddy. They didn't arrest Diddy that day. They just went in there and took shit out of his house to prove their case. Go do that. Go get a warrant. Go get that shit, and then go look at it. Nah, we don't need to do that. We gonna lie to the magistrate to get this warrant signed, and we gonna go lock them niggas up. Then we'll talk to them afterwards and still prosecute these motherfuckers all the way. We're gonna take this shit to trial, even with the evidence, and you saw it. You saw it. That's the fucked up part. You saw it, and you still try to prosecute these dudes. This is what happens in modern day on a regular. Like, when we bring up these stories of like how the police do black people wrong, everybody like, well, that was so long ago. No, they do it today, y'all. They do it today, and they'll do it to your ass too. That's the funny part. It ain't just that they do it to black folks. Now they doing it to white folks, Asian folks, Indian folks. They don't give a fuck. Bitch, we will arrest you and lie on you and prosecute you to the fullest, knowing that we lying. They don't give a fuck, bruh. Like, they don't. I'm trying to tell you, they have a mindset of us against you. And this is what's crazy about it. Listen, Young Kenny said, that's why I can't be alone with the woman. These women crazy. You sound like Mike Pence. Unless my wife's in the room. Let's see. And then Red said, shout out to Red. He said, Diddy is connected to higher ups. He will never do time. Hey, look, don't say never. Don't say never. He said Diddy is connected to UPS. Look, they will lock his ass up. They will lock his ass up. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Him being connected. Diddy can snitch. They could, hey, what happened to Epstein? Everybody got a conspiracy that Epstein got taken out. If Diddy got connections like that, you know what I'm saying? But man, look, either way though, it's neither here nor there. this is the problem that we talk about in American policing, man. Look, black men, you got to be very cautious of this shit, man. I'm trying to tell you, they can keep trying to say the America's not racist. We don't have, not, bitch, please. It's ingrained in all of our systems. They saw a white woman come up and say that these black men did something to me. And then on top of that, she told you there were cameras. You didn't give a fuck about the cameras. You just said straight up, I'm locking them up. And one of them's a police officer. That didn't mean nothing because, look, I'm trying to tell all these black dudes that become cops. At the end of the day, bro, you still black. All these black people that achieve whatever position they achieve and they think these folks like them, you still black. You still black. Just understand that. This country was built on something. You still black. Remember that. Remember that shit. And see, Red said, how many people on Epstein's flight log did time? 0. I don't know who was on the flight log, to be honest with you. I never looked into that. I didn't really care. But look, we're going to the second cop video, y'all. This one right here, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I just want you to watch it. And shout out once again to the last guy who video I covered. I don't know what his channel name is. But now we're going to the critical race lawyer or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I forget his name. We cover his videos. I like his content. But check it out, y'all. Let's get it.
I'm not playing. If I gotta comply.
The Canton Police Department has released body cam footage showing Officer Brandon Mamarov kicking 21-year-old Jameer McElroy while McElroy was kneeling with his hands up.
Come on, brother, like that, bro. He's not complying. We ain't do nothing. We live out here, bro. Why you kick my brother like that? That's crazy. How many times did I tell you to get on the ground? That was right.
You guys don't want to listen, that's fine. Then don't be surprised when we put our hands on you.
Was that a violation of the Constitution, what he did? Were there any consequences for the officer?
This is disgusting. What I just saw was renegade, rogue, gang-style policing.
Gratuitous violence inflicted upon an incapacitated detainee constitutes an excessive use of force, even if the injuries suffered are not substantial. Many of you have discovered that it...
Now, y'all know we about to get into it, man, because y'all seen that man Superman kick shit out that kid that was on the ground, right? Well, they're going to get into it. Man. This is crazy right here.
Can be nearly impossible to find a civil rights lawyer. Although I get calls from all around the country every day, I'm only one person attorneys to settle for lowball offers.
Hey, look, if y'all need an attorney, man, like he just advertised Morgan & Morgan. Y'all done seen them commercials all over the place. They do civil rights shit. So, Morgan & Morgan. We're not sponsored. Let's keep going.
Last year in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12.2 million. The insurance only offered them $350,000. If you have a team, Morgan issued Monday afternoon. In a press release issued Monday afternoon, the Canton police said that officers were called to this area after someone reported an argument involving 10 to 15 people. And they say that multiple individuals fled once law enforcement arrived. However, others were located and then ordered to the ground.
Stop! Get on the ground! One person running towards 19th Street. He has a gun in his right hand.
One of those suspects was McElroy, whom the department admits appeared to be complying before he was kicked by the officer. McElroy and 2 other men were arrested, with police saying 2 handguns and a backpack containing, quote, a large amount of marijuana were recovered from the scene, and it's not clear who possessed those items. This is what the body cam footage shows. Following a brief chase after a suspect who was accused of carrying a gun, an officer comes across McElroy and 4 others in a parking lot. The officer shouts for them to stop walking and then calls for backup over his radio.
239, I got 5 at gunpoint in this parking lot, not really complying. I could use more units.
Get on the ground right now!
That request prompts Officer Mamarov to begin running to the area. By the time he arrives, body cam shows 4 of the men are already lying on the ground. McElroy is on his knees with his hands up when Officer Mamarov runs right for him and kicks him.
I'm not playing.
It's good to be alone for a minute in the confession room. Niggas is wildin'.
No. Watch this again. Watch this again. I'm gonna put it in slow motion for you. Watch this again, y'all. This top-notch policing right here. Watch this. Watch this shit.
Hands up when Officer Mom right for him.
That dude clearly saw that kid was on the ground. Look at it. Look how far away he was. It ain't like that kid just got down. He was that far away, probably about 2.5 steps, and kicked this boy right in the chest. Ain't that top-notch policing, y'all? Top-notch policing. Let's keep going. Let's see how it got worse. Let's see how it got worse, y'all.
That's why you gotta comply. It's not really like that, bro.
He said that's why you gotta comply. What? Say it again.
That's why you gotta comply. It's not really.
Think about this, y'all. He's saying that's why you gotta comply. You had this young man right here on his knees. He saw him this far away, y'all. On his knees. Everybody else, y'all. I know it's a little blurry. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit more.
Runs
We're gonna get this shit
him
perfect.
and kicks him.
Everybody, y'all. Every person is on the ground or on their knees. All three of the other dudes laying down on the ground. He's on his knees with his hands up. He is multiple car lengths away. And you talking about that's why you got to comply? What? That's not compliant. Y'all, this is not compliant in 2024. This is not compliant. We just gonna run all the way up and kick you in your chest. All right.
I'm not playing. That's why you gotta comply. It's not really like that, bro. It's not compliant. Damn, bro. That's why y'all. We ain't do nothing. We live out here, bro. Bro, I live right there. Right there. How you gonna arrest me?
Everyone's getting a tank. Anybody have eyes on the male and jump the fence so he makes the 19th or is he bunker down over here?
Take your knees this way. I'll move your butt. There you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
This is how we police blacks in America, y'all, just so y'all know. That's how black people like. Look, I know some of y'all don't know nothing about it. Some of y'all will say that y'all ain't never seen it. It's the first time you ever seen anything like this. Well, I'm just here to tell you. That's how they police black folks a lot. It's a bunch of them arguing. One of them might have a gun. Their gun's drawn, ready to come up there and do fucking shit to anybody. Think about this, y'all. They were chasing one guy. These guys are just walking through the parking lot. They gave up on the dude they were chasing that had a gun. He see them. Get your hands up. So just any random black person around here now can get their hands up because they out while you running around here like Evil Knievel with a gun in your hand. That's what we doing around here. That's how they police motherfuckers out here. I'm trying to tell you, like some people are like, it never happens, but we got all the videos we can constantly keep going to. Kick that boy in his chest. Let's see, Uncanny said, Red, this is how they police black people in America. Yeah, true. There you go. Thank you. Back up. I appreciate it. On my left. This is what we see, y'all. Let's keep going. Let's see how it go down because, that's because you don't comply, even though they were all on the ground. Okay.
Copy. I think you guys are on your own right now. We got a bunch to take.
We ain't running that, so why we getting trouble?
Get the tank now.
You gotta hang up on my mom like that, though.
That moment surprised the others on the ground, and it also surprised McElroy's attorney, Bobby DiCello, when the TV news showed him and filmed him watching this body cam footage for the first time and listening to the officer's explanation.
This is disgusting. What I just saw was renegade, rogue, gang-style policing.
After the suspects are placed in handcuffs, Officer Mamarov is again questioned about why he kicked McElroy.
Why you kick my brother like that? That's crazy.
How many times did I tell you to go on the ground?
That was
right. I don't know. Hey. But that was it.
Think about the gaslighting of this. Watch him ask that question again and then watch the answer that the cop gave.
Right. I don't know.
Again.
How many times did I tell you to go on the ground? How many times did I tell you?
Kick my brother.
Questioned about why he kicked McElroy.
Why you kick my brother like that? That's crazy.
How many times did I tell you to go on the ground?
That was
right. I don't
How many times did I tell you to get on the ground? Dude, they were on the ground but way before you kicked that boy in the chest. What are you talking about? They were on the ground way before. But you see how they try to gaslight the motherfuckers? You got them in handcuffs now. You had them at gunpoint, first off, because some people were arguing somebody reported a gun. So you come out guns a-blazing. What crime has been committed? Are guns illegal in your state? Are they illegal for people to have guns in your state? Is it illegal for people to argue with each other in your state? Y'all came out guns a-fucking blazing because it was probably a black area. So, you know how they get down over there. You know how we got to police them. You see, Red said, why don't you check out FBI crime stats? Red. We got Miss Jackson up in the building saying law enforcement think they are the law instead of enforcing the law. I've seen that a lot. And then Kenny said the same FBI that assassinated MLK. Yep, that is the same one. And then Red said anyone can find one anecdotal example of police injustice against any group of people. It demonstrates no argument. No, the argument is that we need to check the police. This ain't just about them fucking with black people. Just throw it out there for you. You see how quick when you think it's like, oh, I really got to break this down for y'all. Let me come back full screen because I've been noticing this a lot. Lady, and I really want to say it because I don't call it out. I've been noticing when black people point out situations where the police are discriminating against them and treating them differently, they be like, well, you can find it with other groups of people. The whole point is they call out the police for doing fucked up police work, like not doing their job correctly, violating the citizens. But then you'll have people that come in and say, well, they do it to other people. Like that fucking makes it better. I'm like, the defense the police get is just amazing. Like to put down what the black folks are going through, we'll defend the cops by saying they do it to other people too. Because that's pretty much what you're doing. It's like, well, they doing it to y'all. Well, they do it to them too. So guess who gets protected? The cops. You're defending the motherfuckers while saying that. Like, I don't think you know that. But Red also said, a totally different story happened in Canton, Michigan. Black guy deleted a white man in front of his kids because they torched his lawn. Did you see any media coverage? Hold on, let me see what happened. Black guy deleted a white man in front of his kids because they torched his lawn. What, the kids torched the lawn? Or what happened? Yeah, I need more than that. That ain't giving me enough. That sounds like something I would cover. But let's keep going. Let's see where this ends up at.
Right. Hey, but that was it though. It's nothing malicious. Just get them on the ground. How many times do I have to tell you get on the ground?
You guys don't want to listen. That's fine. Then don't be surprised when we put our hands on them.
I got on the ground.
So then don't be surprised when you put your hands on your family or your folks or your friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking to him.
Oh, okay. My bad. You triggered me to interrupt you.
McElroy has since been charged with obstruction and resisting arrest, despite authorities saying
let me go ahead and get this. Let's see. Raw Potato said, at what point does it not become anecdotal? That is a good question because people like to say anecdotal, but we actually got crime stats on this shit. See, Red said, touch you literally ass. Okay. And then he also said the point where you cite crime stats. Well, black people are disproportionately two times more likely to get shot by the police than white folks. That's crime stat. And it's been known for a while, and the argument against that one is, well, look at total deaths. 2 times more likely to get shot by a cop. There's data to back that up. What are you talking about? There's ample data. And then let math out illiterate, not literally. Raval Potato said, the FBI gets their stats from the police. True that too. They collect it from a lot of places. Let's keep going with this one. But yeah, there's data to back up that they target black people. So I don't know what that argument is. Let's keep going.
that he was complying with the officer's orders. As far as constitutional violations goes, this does seem like a pretty easy case. Canton is in the 6th Circuit because it's in Ohio, so I took a look at 6th Circuit case law just to be sure, and it's very, very clear there. Gratuitous violence inflicted upon an incapacitated detainee constitutes an excessive use of force, even if the injuries suffered are not substantial. And that's as a matter of law in the 6th Circuit. For instance, in the Pigram case from 2006, it was alleged that the defendant police officer slapped a handcuffed plaintiff in the face because the man was being unruly and had a, quote, smartass mouth. Finding the officer's conduct to be unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment, that case emphasized that a slap to the face of a handcuffed suspect, even a verbally unruly suspect, is not a reasonable means of achieving anything more than perhaps further antagonizing or humiliating the suspect. The court reached that conclusion notwithstanding the relatively minimal use of force that was applied in that case, a slap in the face, and the lack of any resulting injury from it. In another Sixth Circuit case, the Morrison case from 2009, it was alleged that the police officer applied force to this woman's head. It was alleged that the officer repeatedly pushed this woman's face to the ground every time she attempted to speak while she was already handcuffed, lying down and compliant with the officer's commands. The court held that a reasonable officer would not have felt a threat to officer safety under those circumstances, and that the officer's behavior represented a sort of gratuitous violence, which the court has many times found to be unconstitutional. Such antagonizing and humiliating conduct is unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment, regardless of the existence of any injury. It crosses the line into physical abuse of an incapacitated suspect. Moreover, since these cases, even the ones that I cited, go back to 2006, 2009, it's highly unlikely that the police officer here, if sued for violation of the Fourth Amendment, would be granted qualified immunity, because this is clearly in violation of pre-existing Sixth Circuit case law, which is controlling in Canton, Ohio. Here,
well, pretty much what he's telling y'all is if you got a person subdued already, incapacitated, and you can use that word for whatever you want, because I know some people are like, oh, that means you're knocked out. Nah, it just means you ain't a threat at all. If you got them at that point, you can't just be putting hands on them. So, kid on the ground with his hands up, he on his knees with his hands up. You can't just run up and kick him in the fucking chest because you want to. You can't slap a suspect because they say some mean words to you and you already got them in handcuffs. But guess what? These are court cases because the police been fucking with people for a while. There's a lot of court cases on this shit. A lot of police been sued. Shit ton of them been sued. You'll be surprised with the numbers. How many been sued? And there needs to be more lawsuits because this shit is happening to everyday citizens on a daily basis, y'all. Straight up daily basis. And see, like Kenny said, Canton is the city of the Hall of Fame, by the way. But Red don't still have a AH poster above your ceiling. Rob Potato came back and said, but if the cops are the ones, hold on, let me see. But if the cops are the ones kneeling, chest and pulling the triggers, the hospital only gets certain people in the hospital at Red. And then Red said, I don't know what you're talking about. Sports is for slaves. Oh, damn. And then Red said, victim stats, Potato, not offenders. And see, okay. I'm going to just keep going because that went left real quick.
It was very clear that the individual who was kicked by the officer had his hands up and he was 100% compliant. The other officers at the scene were aware of that fact and they were not taking any action in regards to this individual. But the officer just comes running in and engages in this gratuitous use of violence just to humiliate, just to physically abuse this individual. Has there been any accountability yet for this police officer? Well, a spokesman for the Canton Police Department told the TV news that Officer Mamarov is currently working in a restricted capacity while the incident is under review. So if these are your public servants, you need to stay on top of them and make sure that they adequately review this and that ultimately they hold this police officer accountable. I'll put all of the Canton Police contact information in the first pinned comment below. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Think about how crazy that is. So you got this guy, y'all got him on camera, y'all own police body camera that y'all can withhold from the public for pretty much indefinitely if you wanted to, if you really wanted to fight it that hard. Y'all got the video knowing y'all can look at it and y'all telling me that this is under review. A review for what? He just ran up and Superman kicked the kid that was on the ground with his hands in the air. Unless you like that type of policing, Maybe you like that type of policing. Maybe that's the type of people you want on the team. We need somebody that'll just kick the shit out of a little nigga. Just kick the shit out of his ass. You give a fuck if he's complying. He shouldn't have been there. Kick the shit out of him. So I don't care if it was consensual. They shouldn't have been fucking her. It's like that's what we getting right now. But I always say this, y'all. I always say this because I think it's very important. When a lot of people dismiss what happens to black folks in America, I'm telling you, we've gotten to that point already. We've gotten to that point where they're gonna start doing it to you. Like, they're going to start doing it to white folks, the same people that mainly defend the police the most. Now, I know Asian people do, Hispanics do. We've got some crazy black people that do that shit too. But mainly white people are the number one protectors of the police. When they start doing it to you, I always sit back and the sad part, I'm in the mindset, I ain't helping nobody. I don't give a fuck if you a black person that always be like, yeah, the police, and all that shit. And then they fuck with you. Don't come say nothing to me. Please don't. That applies to everybody. I don't give a fuck what color you is. It applies to all you. I don't want to hear shit. Because when you sit around and defend them, when that fucked up shit happen to you, I know your mindset gonna change. I know your mindset gonna change quick. And I'm just sit back and wait. I'm gonna be like, nope, can't come over here. You can't. Not. Boat already left. See you later. Boat already left. You over there by yourself. Go on back to the people that you love that beat you in your goddamn face. Dropped you down, man. Look, ain't. Stay over there. Kenny said Red's favorite time in history was before World War II in Warsaw. This is terrible. You see, Red said, nah, I like the Dark Ages, actually. Damn, he wanted to burn a witch. But either way, though, I'm going to show you one, because I keep saying it, man. Look, you don't come defend us. Watch when they do it to you. We're going to be quiet over here. Watch what happened. This happened in Alabama, man. Check this out. This is pretty interesting. Violated.
So I can get your driver's license. I do not consent to it, sir. I'm not going to search your vehicle. Don't touch the rifle. Your right to bear arms and your freedom from illegal search and seizure does not overshadow my right to be able to do my job without you handling firearms in my possession. You're so concerned about your freedoms and your rights, you are free to leave.
Did y'all just hear what that cop just said? Listen to what he said again. I want y'all to hear what he said again. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Check this out.
Search and seizure does not overshadow my right to be able to do my job without you handling firearms in my possession.
This man's civil rights, constitutional rights, do not trump him trying to do his job and be safe. Your civil rights don't trump his job. Your constitutional rights don't trump his job. Y'all hear that? Just so all the people that don't know, yes, they do. You can't, because you scared to do what the fuck your job is, means you can violate my rights. That's why people get sued, y'all. That's why we keep suing them. And I keep telling y'all, sue the shit out of them. You need to know what your rights are. Even if they gonna violate them, and I'm telling you, they can know your rights, they gonna violate them anyways. If they violate them, sue the shit out of them. Take tax dollars from the people that defend them all the time. That's what I'm on. You see, Red said, police are such a dumb thing to focus on. They are the dumb enforcers of an institution that you spend your energy on while the elite steal your wealth and meaning from under you. And he also said, talk about badge number 679, but don't you dare talk about Rothschilds, laughing out loud. All right. Red, you must have missed the video where we were talking about the rich people in America stealing our wealth. You must have missed that one. You might want to go back and watch some of that. We cover everybody. And then he said, it is just me, or is the screen black? Yeah, I guess you just can't see. Either way, though, y'all, let's keep going with the video.
So concerned about your freedoms and your rights, you are free to leave. Please get in your vehicle and go.
Me exercising my rights, defending you?
I strongly advise you to not manipulate a weapon. Don't touch anything until you're far away from me.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story was submitted by a viewer named Eric after being pulled over in Alabama by officers of the Mountain Brook Police Department.
223 charges stop.
Eric had just purchased his car and had not received the license plates.
Jeep Cherokee with a driver's way, drive-out tag.
He was traveling on a large highway, so he turned his flashers on, reduced his speed, and pulled over at the next safe exit.
They got their flashers on, speed 40 miles an hour. I'll give you an ending location here in just a second.
2318.
There we go. 223, pulling into Mount Brook Community Church. White Jeep Cherokee, occupied twice.
Eric was lawfully transporting firearms in his vehicle, one of which, an unloaded AR-15, was in plain view in the back seat, on top of a few other bags.
Hey man, how's it going? Good, Officer Mir, Mount Brook Police Department. The reason for the stop is I saw the drive-out tag. It's a drive-out tag? The drive-out tag from driver's way. Right. Well, it's commonly referred to as a drive-out tag in law enforcement. It's what they put on the vehicle in order to drive out of the dealership before you get your permanent tag. May I see your driver's license and your bill of sale on this vehicle, please? Yeah, do me a favor, don't reach for the rifle. If you've got your driver's license near the rifle, don't touch the rifle. I just told you, please don't mess with the rifle. Where's your driver's license? In the bag underneath the rifle. Okay, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Unlock the vehicle.
I do not consent to a search.
I'm not searching.
First problem right here. Cops trying to go in this man's vehicle. You can't search my vehicle without probable cause. And I know some people will say this is not a search. No, going into my vehicle, period, is constituted as a search. I don't know what people be talking about. Oh, I just need to look in the front door. I'm not searching your house. I just need to look in the front door. Now you're trying to search my house. Can't do it. Back up. This cop's got an issue. He's going to have an issue. This man has an AR in his back seat, y'all. Has an AR in his backseat. You know, people are always rooting and raving for ARs and shit, but the cops seem to be scared of them. Dude has an AR in his backseat and his driver license are in the bag underneath that. Either you gonna let's see how this shit play out. Let's just see.
Bag underneath the rifle. Okay, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Unlock the vehicle.
I do not consent to a search.
I'm not searching. I'm going to get your driver's license. You can step out of the vehicle if you like. I'm just going to get your driver's license for you.
I'll get out so you can watch my hands grab the bag. I do not consent to a search.
All you have to do is unlock the door so I can get your driver's license, and I will hand you what?
I do not consent to a search.
I'm not going to search your vehicle.
Law enforcement cannot conduct a search or seize your property without probable cause or consent, and the presence of a firearm does not constitute probable cause for a search. Officers rarely feel that a citizen knows more about these legal concepts than they do, which is why Attorney Shield is outstanding for incidents like this. In a recent
make sure there's no
stand that
without a searching.
We have a search
this week
performed in violation.
I don't consent to a search.
Okay. Go ahead and take your seatbelt off. Step out of the vehicle.
I'm going to secure my property.
You're going to secure what?
My property, my Jeep.
Okay. If you don't comply with the traffic stop, I'm going to end up towing the Jeep.
I'm trying to comply.
Okay, then exit the vehicle, right?
I'm going to roll up the window.
I will take care of that. I need you to comply with what I'm saying.
I'm exiting the vehicle.
Give me the keys. Give me the keys. Step to the rear of the vehicle.
Now, he didn't have to give him his keys. Just throwing that out there for y'all.
Step to the rear of the vehicle. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I do not drink.
You don't drink?
I do not drink.
Okay. Because you're not following instructions.
I'm exercising my rights.
What right is that?
Fourth Amendment.
Fourth Amendment, but I didn't ask you to search your vehicle.
You wanted to get into my vehicle?
No, I was going to retrieve your driver's license because you were...
Good God, Red. It's gonna be one of these nights with Red, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's gonna be one of these nights. This man don't know what the fuck he talking about. Here, I'm gonna get this comment first. Said Rothschilds are not in America. Laughing out loud. Do the Rothschilds have stock in America? Do the Rothschilds have an interest in who's the president of the United States of America? Do the Rothschilds control a lot of different fucking things? They have their hand in like agriculture, fucking food, goddamn business. But laughing out loud. Gotcha. All right. Next, we're going to his next comment. He said he wasn't searching. Asking you to leave your vehicle is a lawful order regardless of probable cause. Look it up. Nobody has an issue with him asking him to get out of the vehicle. The problem was he tried to open his back door and then he tried to tell him to open his back door. That's the search. I don't know if you tracking. Track a little bit better. Track a little bit better. Let's keep going.
Manipulating an AR-15 in the back seat during a traffic stop with law enforcement. What is it that you don't understand about don't touch the rifle?
I was in the process of getting it out of the way while you were saying that.
Okay. You haven't been drinking tonight.
I do not drink.
Okay. Do you take medication?
I do not take medication.
Okay. Stay here with my partner.
I do not.
I'm not searching your vehicle. Where's your driver's license?
In my bag.
Then I'm going to retrieve your driver's license. Your driver's license. Is there something in and around your driver's license that you don't want me to see?
Cash.
I'm not worried about that. Anything illegal? Then what is the concern for you not wanting me to search your vehicle?
You are a police officer.
Yes.
I do not like that.
Okay. Everybody has the right to their own opinion.
Exercise my rights.
You're going to exercise your right.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not trying to search your vehicle. I'm trying to identify you. No, I'm trying to identify you.
I have the right to privacy.
Yes, you do.
What law did I break?
I'm verifying that this vehicle has not been purchased greater than 20 days. According to Alabama state law, from the time you purchase this vehicle, you have 20 days to tag it, right?
30 days?
No, it's 20.
Sir, also not to mention, a vehicle that's operating on Alabama roadways has to have a Department of Revenue tag affixed to the back.
I just bought it.
That's what we're trying to determine, but you're not allowing me to do my job.
I was trying to get my driver's license and the bill of sale and the title.
Which is underneath a rifle.
Is a rifle illegal to have?
No, but we don't know what you're trying to do with it. That's our thing.
I'm trying to go out, try to do my business.
And we're conducting ours. We had probable cause to stop you. On a probable cause stop, you have to identify yourself. And that's what we're trying to determine while keeping you safe, and keeping us safe.
Where's your bill of sale?
In my bag.
Okay, so underneath the rifle.
Correct.
Okay, so how am I going to determine whether or not that you're breaking the law or not if you can't prove to me by showing me the bill of sale that you've had the vehicle less than 20
I can retrieve it from my property. I do not consent.
Okay, so
go there too.
This is what's going to happen. You're not going to your bag that's sitting on top of a rifle or that's sitting beneath a rifle. You're not going to do it, not in my presence. So one of two things happens. Either you understand that I'm going to get your driver's license solely for the purposes of identifying you and this vehicle, or I still go in your vehicle, I grab the rifle, I hold it while you secure your identification and your bill of sale, and then I put the rifle back in your car because you are not what we call a compliant violator. You've been agitated from the start. There's absolutely no way in hell that I'm going to allow you to touch a rifle. And until I what?
Even though it's a Second Amendment right,
regardless of the Second Amendment and
the Second Amendment.
Are you going to let me finish?
Go for it.
Okay, so your right to bear arms, okay, and your freedom from illegal search and seizure does not overshadow my right to be able to do my job without you handling firearms in my possession.
That's incorrect.
No.
No. You were incorrect.
Oh, okay.
All right. So throughout this little conversation right here, this guy's trying to make it seem like, and I'm talking about, when I say guy, I'm talking about the cop. He's trying to make it seem like, look, man, I'm just trying to go in there and get you what you call it. That's fine. You could just be trying to do that. The question is, do you have the right to do that? That's the question that everybody should be asking. because I've been looking at the comment section. And I'm about to address all these goddamn comments. Does the cop have a legal right to go into his vehicle without a search warrant? That's the question. Everything else doesn't matter. But we're about to address everything else that doesn't matter. And see, Rob Potato said if he gives permission to go in to get his ID, he basically has the right to look everywhere in the car that the ID has a possibility of being. You goddamn right, because it will be a search. He can look once anything an officer sees in plain sight, he can use as probable cause to arrest your ass. The man don't want him going in his fucking vehicle. He didn't said it before. I don't want you going in my vehicle. And the cop doesn't have probable cause to go into his vehicle. So I don't know what the issue is. They're just scared that he has a gun in his car. But America's all about gun. This is Mountain Brook, Alabama. I'm pretty sure the cops are goddamn Republican. He all about gun until he on the job. Until he on the job and other people got guns. Oh no, I don't like that Second Amendment shit. He's scared that this man might up a rifle at him. Think about this, y'all. He might up a rifle from the front seat, because that would have been the perfect time for him to grab the goddamn fucking ID. You're in the front seat, you're reaching back. This is a rifle. It's an AR. You think he's just going to turn that bitch and up it all the way at the cop that's at the window right here? Come on now. That would have been the prime time for you to grab it. But this cop is terrified of this man having a gun in his car. In Alabama, a red state. Guns first. America, God, guns. You know what I'm talking about? He's scared. But, let's read the next comment. Red said, guys obviously making things hard for no reason. He'd be long gone if he just gave them his gun and vehicle license. And see, you one of them lay down boys. I call you them lay down boys. Red gonna defend the cops all night tonight, y'all. I just like, he might be trolling, but he probably is. This seems about right when it comes to Red. The guy's making things hard for no reason. The reason is he has rights. I keep telling people about their rights. If you don't exercise your rights and make them bitches stand on business, make them stand on principle, they'll violate your rights. And that's why you see so many people getting violated. Guess what? It was so many black people that didn't even know their rights. They did this shit to them. Now they doing it to white boys in Mountain Brook, Alabama. To white boys in Mountain Brook, Alabama. They terrified of a gun and they trying to violate his rights. But he could have just let them do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And it ain't a big deal. Violate my rights. Y'all the people that get people fucked up, Red. Just throwing it out there. If that's your mindset, you the people that get people fucked up. Just because somebody else is scared don't mean I need to give up my rights to make them feel better. Don't you say that all the time when it comes to like transgenders and all the gays and all this other shit? But you want other people to give up their rights. All right. I got the right to not have to see that shit. That's what you say it all the time. You see, they need proof of legal. This is another dumb one. They need proof of legal firearm sales if he admits to having one. No, they don't. What's the problem? Because they act like. I don't think he understands the world that he wants to live in, y'all. I'm just being honest, Red. I don't think you understand the world you want to live in. They need legal proof that he has a bill of sale on the firearm and shit. Why? Because they saw somebody with a gun. So you want the police to be able to run up on anybody in America, especially if they're in a state where open carry and all that shit is legal, and make these people pull out papers to show that they have a legal. You sound fucking stupid. And I'm betting money you like the NRA and shit. You sound dumb. What the fuck are you talking about? You want the cops to be able to goddamn, you got a gun? Where's your bill of sale? You know where that shit come from? I don't even think you know. You need to go back in history and look at that ID on spot type shit. Then let's go to another one. He said, if it's a must-inform state, he is required by law to give them the proof of sale or weapon registration. Guess what? He ain't in one. It's Alabama. He ain't in one. All right. And see, Rob Potato said if they smell weed, they can look in there. Yeah, and they use that a lot. They need to throw that shit the fuck out if you smell weed. And see, Red said opening a door is not a search. Laugh my ass off. Okay, you don't know the law. He could have ordered him out of the vehicle and the door would have been open anyway. He closed his door. You didn't see that? That's the reason the dude rolled his window up and closed his door. And yes, opening his door is a search. Just like if they came into your house, it's a search. What are you talking about? You need to learn the law a little bit. And then we got Miss Jackson said, if old boy was black, he would have been locked up by now. Oh, hell yeah. If they saw a gun in that car, they would have pulled their guns out on him. They would have pulled the guns out on him and told him get out and get on the ground. That's how that shit would have went. And they would have searched the fuck out of his car. And look, old buddy would have a lawsuit. You see, Red said, if you have any contract with a police officer in a carry, conceal, in person or traffic stop, you must inform the officer immediately. Dude, who gives a fuck? What are you talking about? That doesn't have to do with anything. How does him informing somebody he has a gun have to do anything with him showing a bill of sale? Because that was your second point. Or letting the people go into his car. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You say, no, you got to let the cops know you got a gun in Alabama. Who gives a fuck? That's not the issue that we're arguing right now. Now you're just picking up goalposts. Matter of fact, you're just throwing rocks. You're just throwing rocks at a target that ain't there. Let's keep going, man. I'm eating no red for a little bit, man.
I do not consent.
Okay. Stay right there.
Illegal search, illegal search.
Do me a favor, man. Put your hands up on the back windshield, though.
You're going to arrest me because I do not consent.
I'm not arresting you. I'm making sure you can't go for that gun on your back head while he's in there.
Have I shown any aggression towards you whatsoever?
You're not compliant right now, man.
Is non-compliance illegal?
I'm not saying it's
Where is your license in the bag?
In my wallet.
Where's your wallet?
In that bag.
Okay, where in the bag? It's a big bag. Where is it?
Hey, look, man, Red, I got to put you in timeout because you keep saying dumb shit. You know that actually falls up on actually having probable cause, but I'm going to let you get that. You got that last one in. I'm going to put you in timeout for a little bit because I don't know what the fuck you keep talking about, man. Like, dude, you have to have probable cause before any of that shit you're talking about is goddamn fucking legit. Like, what the fuck are you saying, man? Just go stick a cop dick over there or something, man. Like, get off of here tonight. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's not a big bag.
Is this the bag? Is this the bag? Retrieve your wallet. I mean your identification. Where's the bill of sale for the vehicle?
In my bag.
Same bag.
Same bag.
There's no paperwork in this bag.
There's paperwork in there. Along with cash and gold and silver.
Well, sir, we have body cameras recording as well.
Fortunately, the officer's body cams and dash cams show Officer Amer searching through Eric's bags and flying down the highway prior to seeing Eric's vehicle, with one officer going 93 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone just to respond as backup. And today, nearly 40 miles over the posted speed limit appears to be a felony in Alabama.
There's no paperwork in this bag. You could have been gone like 10 minutes ago. Stay right there.
I'll need your names and your passports.
I'll give you a business card when I'm done. Don't go back inside the vehicle.
For the next 5 minutes, Eric and Officer Holt wait in silence while Officer Amer runs Eric's license.
He's so I lit him back past Pump House, and he turned on his flashers, stayed in the number 3 lane, like he wasn't gonna stop. Okay. And then when he did stop, he snatched the vehicle over and started this whole "I don't consent to a search" thing.
Oh, okay.
And I said, "I just need to see your driver's license." He reaches in the back, and I shine my light in the back seat, and there's a rifle.
Okay.
There's an AR across the back, and I said, "Don't touch the rifle." And he reaches up, and then he grabs the butt of it and raises the rifle up. And I step back. I said, "Don't touch it." 23.
And we can clearly see that this officer is fucking lying about the sequence of events, y'all. Because the dude had a whole conversation about a drive-out tag and all that woo-woo shit before any of that happened. When he asked him for his ID, the dude didn't say, "I don't consent to searches." He went to go look for his goddamn ID. And then you was like, "Don't touch a rifle, don't touch a rifle," once you looked in the back. So then he stopped. Then the cop tried to go open the door. Like, tell the true story. Like, why are you lying right after it happened? It ain't like you don't know what just happened. We all saw what just happened. You was there when it happened. You was happening to you. And you just get over here and lie to your partner. Let me guess, you'll lie to the judge, too. You'll lie to the magistrate. You'll keep lying when it's on video. That was not the sequence of events, but either way, though.
Officer Embry now approaches Eric,
Where do y'all get them shoes at? I need me some comfortable shoes. Oh, we're not talking? Oh, okay.
Officer Embry now looks around the vehicle and returns to Officer Amer.
He's got bald tires on his car, too, if you want to write that ticket. That's just me.
Now returning to Eric once again.
Now, y'all know y'all heard that little slick ass shit. He got bald tires on his car, too. You want to write that ticket? Is this top knot policing? Or is this just somebody that's got he didn't want to say nothing to you, so now you want to look for a reason to write him even more tickets? This good policing, y'all? So do we need to be out here like Red and just topping off the police so, we can go on about our business? Or should they do their job the right way? Because it seemed like we got people that want to defend sucking them off. Sucking them off. These motherfuckers shouldn't be cops right now. You see, we got Check Me Out Music 2024 said if he was black, he would have been deleted. I can look, they probably would have already had their guns drawn. Once he reached into the back seat and they saw a gun, they probably would have let off. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. I'm not even gonna hold you on that at all. Let's keep going.
Officer Embry notices his concealed handgun.
Put your hands on your head for me. Put your hands on your head for me. Turn around, face the car.
Am I arrested?
No, just keep your hands on the car.
We're aware of the gun.
Violation of the second now.
No. I'd just feel better if it was off of him.
Y'all saw that, right? Y'all see that, right? This man's legally allowed to carry a gun in Alabama. You don't need a license to carry a fucking gun in Alabama. Just for everybody to know. You literally passed that law. You do not have to have an eye. You don't. None of it. You can. Anybody can own a fucking gun as long as you're not a felon. You have a gun in Alabama. This cop rolled up on him, told him to put his hands on the hood, then took his gun off of him. He has the right to bear arms. All my Second Amendment people, I think they should come out and start yelling from the mountaintops right now. You took this man's gun because you're scared to do your fucking job. Get the fuck off the police force. But we got people that's going to sit here and ride for this dumb shit. You can't take that man's gun because you scared. You scared. I'm scared. I don't want you to reach into the backseat because you got a gun. Oh, I'm going to take this gun off to you because you're scared. Get another fucking job. I understand officer safety. Officer safety does not trump the Constitution. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. This is crazy, man. And I know old buddy 38 hot right now. See, Red said, get mad and time me out instead of looking at the actual law. Red, I'm going to literally block you off of this bitch for the rest of the night. Like, dude, you're not even saying anything that's pertaining to what's going on. You're just quoting shit that doesn't pertain to the subject. Like, dude, you want to suck the cops, police dick? Go do it, man. Go do it. Just don't do it over here, man. Anybody got time for that? See, Uncanny said Red was the woman in the last video who got ran and got a train. Oh, shit. And guess what, Red? You going back in timeout. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Back in timeout. Back in timeout. Anybody got time for that shit, man? Take your immature little young ass, your long little racist ass on somewhere, man. You dealt with that enough. Let's keep going, y'all.
Your firearm will be returned to you at the completion of the stop.
Don't worry. There'll be a formal complaint.
That's fine. You know our number.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You enjoy violating the rights.
How was I violating your right? I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of the Second Amendment?
I have. How was that violating your Second Amendment?
Do I have my firearm right now?
You do not. But it'll
keep the insurance for your Jeep
on my phone.
Second?
I have a policy with Geico.
Right.
It's a 10-year policy.
Do you have it on your phone or?
It's in my phone.
Where's your phone?
In the Jeep.
Would you like me to get it for you?
I would not.
Okay. You're going to receive a citation for failure to provide insurance.
That's easy to get out of.
Anyway, what were we talking?
So now, because this cop really don't want this man to go back into his vehicle at all, and because he won't let the cop go get it out of his vehicle, he's gonna write him a ticket for it. Think about how petty you gotta be. How petty you gotta be. We got this fuckboy right here talking to him, the one who took his gun, over here trying to be funny now. But you got old buddy cop in the very beginning on that bullshit, and this guy that with the flashlight on the back end, he just riding with whatever. He don't give a fuck about shit.
Well, Second Amendment. How was I violating your Second Amendment? Because it's going to be returned to you. I'm not taking your firearm for good.
Does the Second Amendment say anything about length of time?
Does it say I can't take it and then give it back to you for officer safety? What if you were to reach for that and we thought you were reaching for your gun?
Reaching for that and reaching for my gun.
What if you were just putting your hands in your pockets and I thought you were reaching for your gun?
Have I been aggressive in any way?
Yeah, I tried talking to you about the comfortable shoes you had on. You just blatantly ignored me.
Because I don't like cops, so you're violating my rights.
How am I violating your right, man?
Taking someone's firearm.
You will get it back. Like I said, if you want to make a formal, if you want
still a violation.
Okay. Well, you know the number to call to make a formal complaint.
No, my lawyer will.
Okay, that's fine, buddy.
Though many view the seizure of a lawfully carried pistol a violation of the Second Amendment, the courts have ruled that officers can temporarily seize a weapon for the duration of a traffic stop and must return the firearm to you at the conclusion of the stop. However, after seizing the firearm, Officer Amer can be seen printing the citations for Eric, indicating that the stop should be complete. But instead, he needlessly extends the length of the stop to run the weapon's serial number.
223, run a pistol for me, please.
While the courts may view the seizure of a firearm during a traffic stop lawful for the purposes of officer safety, without reasonable suspicion or probable cause to run the serial number, this would be considered an unreasonable search. And after
once again, like I said fucking earlier, for the person that wants people to get their papers, he wants people to have their papers on hand. Unless you have probable cause, you can't fuck with his gun. You can't ask him for no papers or none of that shit, you dummy. But you know, people gonna say whatever they want to say because they think they know something. I just don't understand why people are so okay with other people giving up their rights. Because you don't care about that shit. That's why America's so fucked up right now. That's why I hope look. Until we get people to understand they have rights and people need to stand on them and the cops need to abide by them, all the people that argue against that shit, I hope all the worst things in the world happen to you. Straight up. Because you want fucked up shit to happen to people that know their rights and stand on them. You don't giving the cop a hard time. Fuck that goddamn cop. Straight up. Fuck him.
violating Eric's right to privacy, Officer Amer returns to Eric.
Here's your driver's license. I know it shouldn't have to be said, but don't touch that firearm until you're far away from me. We're clear? Appreciate you standing out here with a firearm on your hip and keeping that to yourself. You're receiving 2 citations today. One for no insurance because you failed to provide it for me, even though I asked you where it was. And the bill of sale that you have here has no date on it. If it doesn't have a date on it, then it's not worth the paper that it's written on. This orange sheet of paper is the fine schedule. Along with it is the directions on how to pay the fines. All right. Getting issued the citations doesn't mean you're guilty of the infraction. It means you're either going to pay the fine or you're going to show up in court and tell the judge why you got the citations or why you feel like you don't need to. You've been given a court date of July 10th, 3 o'clock. Here's all the stuff that you gave me and your 2 citations. Your keys are on the seat. You're free to go. What are you looking for?
I'm missing a bullet.
You're missing a bullet?
I'm missing a bullet.
The bullet that was in the chamber was put in the magazine. It was put back in the magazine. And in that bag where the bill of sale and everything was, there were loose rounds in the bottom of it.
There's one.
We haven't kept a bullet.
The magazine.
Do what?
I'm gonna grab the magazine.
I'll tell you what, listen, I strongly advise you to not manipulate a weapon. Don't touch anything until you're far away from me, okay? Nobody has taken a round from you. Nobody's taken a single bullet from you. You're gonna make this a lot worse than it has to be. Please go ahead and get back in your vehicle. You're free to leave, okay? You're so concerned about your freedoms and your rights. You are free to leave. Please get in your vehicle and go.
Me exercising my rights defending you?
No, no. See, you're being confrontational, and all you need to understand is you've made this a lot worse than it had to be. Okay? Again, my name's Officer Amir, Mountain Brook Police Department. My name and my employee number is at the bottom of the citation. If you want to complain to the chief of police, he'll be there Monday morning. Please feel free. But as far as right now goes, please get back in your vehicle.
What's their names?
This was my traffic stop. They've got nothing to do with it.
One took my gun. So
And-
yes, I will be involved. What is his name?
Officer Amir. 333. Yes. 333 is the badge number.
The guy that took my gun.
Please get back in the vehicle.
I thought I was free to go.
You are. And you're on private property. And I'm telling you, you have to vacate. You're on private property now. You have to vacate.
Okay, try and play that. Okay.
I'm hiding behind you. I ain't getting shot.
What? Marine.
So, you know how the gun got missed?
I said you were aware of it.
No, I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. So I said, go ahead and step out. And from here, he stepped out like this. And I said, step to the rear of the vehicle. He went just like this. And his shirt wasn't covering it. He stepped straight to the rear and he stopped right here. I said, no, step to the rear with my partner. And he stepped back. I never saw from here back. So, you can also. Awesome.
After this incident, Eric emailed the city manager and attorney and was told, quote, "The video has been reviewed and the city's position is that the traffic stop and events which followed it were constitutional, reasonable, and in alignment with appropriate procedure and protocol. Eric has since spoke with an attorney and plans to pursue civil action. So, what do you think about this encounter? How does the double standard make you feel? Let me know in the comments down below."
And that's what we're here to talk about, y'all. No, we got Out for the Norm 18 up in the Op 2024 up in the building, y'all.
I'm running for president. Choose me. Hoes for everybody. I don't care if you're a man or you're a female, you get a hoe. I don't give a damn if you ain't got a car, you get a Bronco. And if you don't want a Bronco, you get a motherfucking Chevy Tahoe. Pick me for 2024. Fuck Trump. Fuck Harris. Fuck Biden. Fuck Biggie and Bad Boys, a record label and a crew. And if you want to be down with them, fuck you too. Big Op 2024. Here.
This shit is terrible. Give me your final thoughts on that last video right there, because
Oh, and real quick, JVJ is my running mate. Now do what you want with that.
You're gonna get a lot of hate on that one. You're gonna get a lot of hate
Shit,
on that one.
They gonna let us own the ballot. We gonna have to tell people to write our name on it. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep it G with you. First off, I'm gonna go with the pedestrian. He was acting weird as fuck. Like, what is wrong with it? He said he don't do medication, he don't drink and all of that. But you got cash in your bag, you got the right, you know what I'm saying? So, but it does not excuse the officer because he did start acting like a bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, is cash illegal?
It's not illegal, but to say you got an AR in that bitch and you got money in there, that's what I'm just going off what he told the officer. He was like, yeah, but I got cash in there. It's like,
and go.
And then when and go. And then when he tell Lee, he just standing there looking at him like he Michael Myers or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? So I can understand by the officer being weirded out, but when he found out certain things and then he was trying to give orders and he was talking, you can hear the bitch in his voice. And that's why I said if that would have been a black person, they would have got deleted. That's the same thing that happened with Sonya Massey. I don't give a fuck what no Republican, conservative, whatever motherfucker got to say. That's the same thing that happened with her, but over a boiled pot of water. So if that would have been a black person, a Negro, he would have got shot. Acting weird like that, they would have popped his ass. Matter of fact, like you said, as soon as they seen that rifle pistols is out, he would have probably got shot. That's just like Philando Castile. When he was in the car, he got his wife in the car, he got his baby girl in the back. 4-year-old fucking daughter. This pussy ass police officer tell him to reach for his ID. He leans up to reach for his ID. He told me he was going for the gun. The lady was like, his wife was like, no, he was not. He was doing what you told him. That's just like the other brother got shot in South Carolina in 2014. He was outside of his Jeep talking to the officer. Officer, like, can you get your ID from? He's like, yeah, sure. He goes to jump in and get it. Then he shot him in the back. he reads it by. Wait, hold on. You told me that. You told Sonya Massey to take the pot off the stove. Like, this is what we be talking about, how these officers act. The racist bigot that killed her didn't give a fuck. The other ones that shot and killed other people, they were sounding scared like a bitch. The bigot that killed George Floyd, God rest his soul, that bigot sit there looking at everybody with death in his eyes, and then we making all these excuses for these motherfuckers. This is what's so annoying. You got two black men up here talking about this situation, showing different races of people and the disrespect, but we'll still have motherfuckers that will still take up for them. And then they wonder why fuck the police sold millions of fucking records. Black people don't make motherfuckers go platinum by themselves. We'll make you go gold, but for fuck the police to sell like 10 million units and like 4 or 5 million units back then in 88, 89, dog, as a single, that wasn't all black folks. Keep watching these videos. You'll start to understand why F the police came out and why it succeeded the way it did. Still to this day. I digress. My mic is muted. I went off.
Right. The funny thing is, we get certain people that say shit. It's like, all right. But I've been covering these cop videos for a hot minute. I even had Chaotic Truth come over and try to see if he would defend some cop videos. And guess what? He did. Sat there and defended it. And it's a mindset. Of course. It's a mindset in America amongst people where they think that literally, I don't know if these cops should be just ordained as deities or some shit, man. Because that's how it seems like some people be out here treating them. You're going to suck them off no matter what. Well, they have to go home to their kids. Guess what? The citizens do too. I don't know if that ever pops into people's minds. Look, if you want to sign up to do a dangerous job, you can't be sitting around here bitching about it doing a dangerous job. I swear, motherfuckers really got more respect for police than they do for service members that actually go to combat. That's one thing I noticed, because they get more caping than anything. They get caping and funding more than veterans do, and it blows my mind because they had to delete a goddamn veteran real quick. We done seen them do it. But in this video, like, I'm not even gonna say, but he was acting weird. He wasn't acting like a normal person would, but how would you feel if somebody stopped you and then try to explain to you what a drive-out tag is? I'm like, bitch, okay, I don't have a tag on the back. You got a drive-out tag. Well, can't you get your shit? And then you start acting like a little pussy because I got a gun in the back. You got a gun on your hip. It's an AR. This is why I say that mine is I don't understand how somebody can support this. This cop is so fucking scared, y'all. Once again, I'm gonna reenact it. AR's in the back seat, right behind me, y'all. Back seat. AR's long rifles. They're long rifles. This cop is so terrified that this man is reaching in the back by an AR. He really thinks this man is gonna grab this AR, remember, cops on this side. He's gonna grab this AR and turn all the way around, point it at the cop, and fire off a shot. That's what that cop's terrified of. He has to think about it. There's another seat right here. He's gonna have to finagle it through there and get it up on the top. This is crazy. This is crazy to me, especially in a state like Alabama. Now, I will say the cops were very adamant against that bill getting passed down here. That law getting written in, where open carry, constitutional carry, they was against it. They was against it nonstop. Because they scared of people with guns, even though they walk around with guns. They always want to have an advantage. And I'm not going to hold you on that if you claim to be doing a dangerous job. But you cannot take away somebody's right to do what they're doing because you're scared. And this cop literally tried to break it down to him like, my safety is more, it trumps your constitutional rights. That's pretty much what he said to him. And anybody that sits around here and tries to agree with that is crazy. We had Red up in here earlier talking about he needed to show his papers for that gun. No, he didn't. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Then you don't worry about my fucking gun. Don't worry about my gun. Why are you worrying about my gun in a state where it's open carry, constitutional carry? Anybody can have one.
You got to read that. Candy going on tonight.
Candy said Red is going to cry watching Birth of a Nation tonight saying, fuck Jay. Maybe possibly.
That's a good one. Candy's nabbing tonight.
It's just very annoying. It's very annoying for people that claim they love America and they stand for America and rights and this and all that, and then turn around and fucking goddamn support cops violating people. I just never understood that. And that's why the people that do that, I hope they're the first ones to cop violate. And I want you to shut the fuck up when it happened to you. Because when you cry about it, I promise you, I don't give a fuck. I won't give two shits. Like somebody that rob people all the time. It's like this pretty much what it's like. Somebody that robs people all the time, they get robbed. I don't give a fuck that you got robbed. I don't give a fuck. We've been telling you to stop robbing for a long time. You just want to keep on robbing. Now you got robbed. Now you want to cry about it. Well, we've been telling you, fucking stand on your rights. Stand behind people that stand on their rights. Nah, fuck it. Now, okay, now they violate yours. Fuck you. Fuck you. Stand out there by yourself.
You gotta think. You gotta think though, Jay. What it is for those people, they're scary. So since they're scary, they trying to uphold for people to protect them. And you got to think that at first it was just mainly white folks, but then you got other races of people that got soft when they got. It's like a lion coming from the wild, or being raised, not being raised in the wild, but being found and raised in a zoo. They soft as fuck if they get put back out in the wild. If they don't go out at a young age, they soft as fuck. So that's what you got is a lot of those type of people in their mindset. Is we gonna let them do it. Now I get it. You don't want to be one that like out here and by themselves and all of that. I get it. But at the same time, you got to have your rights because it's gonna come to you one day, and it's been coming a long time. And Red, you can say that all you want, but at least this man fought for his country. So I'm gonna listen to a real patriotic person over somebody bitching and complain. They tell him to go for the cop. They tell him you stood against. Man, he stood up for this country, bro. So to have to go in other countries. And matter of fact, MPs, they have to, from all the ones I've seen interview and talk to people that was in the military that deal with MPs, dog, they own their P's and Q more than the police department here. Because all the stuff that they seen the police do, they talk about like, dog, if we in another country, it don't matter, we at battle time, we still have to respect those people's rights. And the MPs hold people accountable. They don't play that shit. So,
yeah, shit crazy. I don't get it. People need to be a little bit more mindful about what your rights are. There's a lot of things that are legal for people to do that other people don't like. Like we went through this big phenomenon a while back, early 2000s, where people were, because we have smartphones now.
Hold on, but I'm gonna just say this one time. My apologies, Jay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Red, in case you don't know, you haven't noticed, every time Jay has been shown a video, the person always states the codes. So it's not just you listening and that's it. No, you can look up them codes. That's why he plays videos that source. We source stuff all the time. We don't just say all the time what we think. We go all stats, facts and data. Like, come on, man. What you talking about?
He's just in his feelings, man. He'll be all right tonight, man. Go watch Birth of a Nation like Katie told you. But it blows my mind, man. It really blows my mind when it comes to this because, like, look, we have a set of laws that we are all supposed to abide by, and if we don't abide by them, there are consequences to our actions. And it seems like we only want to enforce that when it comes to average day civilians. Like when I was talking about like overseas, yeah, man, look, our rules of engagement were way higher than what the average police department, any police officer has to deal with. Our rules of engagement, now you gotta verify before you do fucking anything. You can't just shoot off a bullet. Like if somebody shoot at you, unless you know where it came from and you know that it came from some other shit, bro, you ain't supposed to be shooting. We got dudes that got court-martialed because a bullet flew and then motherfuckers just start flying the fuck off there. Everybody just shooting. Everybody just fucking shooting. But I know y'all done seen that a lot in the police department and people don't get held accountable for that shit. One cop shooting, another one shoot. We covered a video where an Acorn, this happened in Florida, y'all. An Acorn failed. These people, they approached the dude, whatever, ended up handcuffing them, putting them in the back of the police car. He in the back of the police car, them patted him down, searched him, no weapons, nothing. Handcuffs, back of the police car. This cop walking on the side of the goddamn vehicle. An Acorn drops on the top of the car. And this cop falls on the ground and starts busting. Bang, 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 bang. Shooting in the back of his own police car where the dude is at. And you know, the supervisor cop was there. Guess what? She didn't know what the fuck was going on, so she just joined in too and started shooting this guy's police car. And by the
hold on. You gotta. I know I was listening, but it was like I didn't hear you. Back that scenario up again.
We pretty much had a cop. They put a dude in handcuffs. They came to a call, put a dude in handcuffs, patted him down, and everything, put him in the back of the police car. The cop that put him in the back was walking away from the car, and an Acorn hit the side of the car or hit the top of the car. When he heard that motherfucker fell on the ground and just started busting at the goddamn police vehicle, just like going through clips. The female cop did the same. Didn't know what nothing was happening. They heard an Acorn. They heard an Acorn hit the top of a vehicle, and he just started shooting that bitch up. And by the grace of God, dude did not get shot. I don't know how he didn't get shot, because that was a hell of fucking bullets. But the point of that is we got a lot of pussy ass motherfuckers on the police force. And they do crazy shit when they get scared. When people get scared, they'll do anything. They'll do anything to preserve their life. And in these situations right here, these motherfuckers are so pussy scared they will violate an American citizen's rights in an open carry, in a constitutional carry state. All because they're scared. Your fear does not trump my constitutional rights. And when you have our fellow citizens out here arguing that it does or trying to give the cops an out, that shows you that we have a fundamental problem in society. We have people that will cape for people that do fucked up shit. We see it in politics all the time. But in our day-to-day life, we got people caping. They cape for that white woman that lied on those two black men. And the cops cape for them by not even interviewing, not even looking at the footage, but trying to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the fucking law. This man wrote the city council, wrote the city manager and the city lawyer. And they told him, it was all appropriate. They searched that man's vehicle without his consent. They took his firearm from him. Now, that one they might be able to get by with. Because for some reason, this officer safety shit is just blown out of fucking proportion, especially down here in the South. But searching his vehicle, going through his bags, oh no, that is not constitutional at all. And he gonna get some money if he files suit. But we got Miss Jackson up in the middle. What's going on, Miss Jackson?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Kanique Jackson, I would love to join in on the topic. Got a couple of key points I would like to hit on, touch on real quick if y'all don't mind.
Shoot.
First of all, you know, again, like I had said earlier, if old dude Eric was, if he was black in the minority community, he would have been deleted or locked up immediately. You know, especially when they had the rifle in the back, and they made that their number one concern. They were so concerned about the rifle and the gun and the fire or whatever. And you know, my thing is, you know, I grew up in LA, And during the Rodney King riot, this has been going on since way back. You know what I'm saying? When all that happened, it was some scary shit, man. Just being on a curfew, the whole county had it locked down. You couldn't come out after dark or go to your regular schedules of school hours if you was, involved in activities or sports or, even church events or whatever you did, go hang out or whatnot. We was on curfew. You couldn't be out after dark. It was just, crazy, and when O.J. Simpson bust on the scene, it was just basically everybody knew he deleted Nicole and Ron, okay? We knew what time it was, but it was more vindication. It was more revenge because everybody was pissed off and tired of the police brutality that they had caught on national TV, on camera, and let them folks, walk away free with no accountability. And so my thing is with Kay Ivey, now the governor of Kay Ivey in the state of Alabama, she endorsed anybody can get a hold to pistols or whatever, and we ain't got to have no license or whatnot.
Constitutional carry.
But the whole game plan was so black folks can delete each other. That's the whole game plan. That's why they're giving it easy access. So, it's a real important topic. And yeah, man, I just wanted to bring out some key points. I mean, I can share with y'all just one of my experiences, with that situation going on. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And so he was privileged as a white man in a white, nice middle class neighborhood. And that's why it turned out to have the end result that it did.
Look, and he is privileged in the sense of he didn't get deleted, but he still got violated. And that's one of the points that I keep wanting to say to my white brethren and sister. They will fuck you up too. They will violate your rights too. He did luck up with not getting shot because we've seen many times. Op already brought up Philando Castile. You told the man to reach over. He even the dude told Philando in his case, he let him know, like, dude, I have a firearm in the vehicle. He's like, okay, where it is. Okay, don't reach for it. Grab your ID for me. As soon as he went to go get his ID, he shot him up. So in this case right here, yeah, he didn't notify him that he had a rifle. But once they saw that rifle, if he was black, them guns at least would have came out. That's one thing I will say. I ain't gonna say he would have got shot if he was black. I will say the guns would at least came out because they would have played that, oh, I'm scared, terrified, gun. And think about it. We had a cop on one side and a cop on the other side of the vehicle. You had two cops right there. You stopped the dude for some bullshit, and I understand it. I'm not gonna knock you. Dude ain't got tags on the vehicle. By all means, stop. Make sure they what's the word? Obliging, whatever the fuck, doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing when it comes to driving the vehicle and having registration on your goddamn shit. Okay, whatever the fuck. But you being so scared about this man reaching in the back to get his ID because the gun was near, that's crazy. That's crazy to me because I'm pretty sure both of those cops, all three of them, would be advocating for the right to carry, the Second Amendment. Most police officers do. They advocate for that shit. And then down here in Alabama, like she said, in Mountain Brook, Alabama, we got some racist people in Mountain Brook, Alabama. It's some of the richer people in Alabama, some of the richest people in Alabama. The doctors, the lawyers, all them motherfuckers. I know a lot of them people got fucked up views about certain people and certain things, but like, dude, come on now. Y'all advocate for the Second Amendment. Y'all vote Trump on the regular. Y'all terrified of a citizen having a gun. And you got a gun on your hip. This shit went it went way further than what it needed to do. Like, if I was him, I'd get a lawyer, man. I'm suing all back because you searched my vehicle without my permission. You searched my vehicle. I don't give a fuck if you say you just went in my bag. You didn't have permission to go in my bag. You did all that. You could have just wrote me a ticket. No driver license, no insurance, no fucking registration. Because he already wrote him one for no insurance. You could have asked that man what was his date of birth. Because y'all can give the people your date of birth and the driver license number, and they can still write you a ticket for not having your license on you. But you can go in there and prove that you got your license, and they'll drop that shit. Just like with the insurance, you can drop that shit. He could have did all that. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to drag it out and be an asshole because the dude was standing on his rights. And we got a lot of cops that are offended by people standing on their rights.
Well, actually, they have it out now where they can get your fingerprint. They have a it's pretty much like a laptop or a computer system where they just, hey, say, touch this, reach out and touch this, and they get your fingerprint, and that directly identifies you without driver license identification or anything of that nature. So there's other ways. There's other ways around it. They have the resources, you know. They have the equipment.
All right, and Red, real quick.
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
Let it out.
Right.
Just let it out.
All right, so we got ready here. To that point, Ms. Jackson, I would not be cool with biometric scanning to identify people, but I know they take our fingerprints when we get arrested anyways, but I wouldn't be cool with that. But if they allow that in Alabama, I'm not surprised if they did, because, you know, they don't give a fuck. That's fucked up. But we got Red. Red, do you want to clarify what you were saying, or were we off on what you were talking about?
Yeah, well, first of all, I doubt Alabama has the technology and the funds to make biometric scanning in public facilities. But to my point earlier, listen, man, I'm with you with like this crusade against the police state and infringing upon our rights. But you can't go on this crusade when you're just talking. You actually have to be vigilant and aware of the code of conduct that officers follow. And I'm not sure where you timed me out, because I was telling you, I was ripping this straight out of Alabama law. So if you have a weapon, whether it's concealed or at a traffic stop, because, you know, they passed the law on January 1st, that means you don't need a license for it. It also comes with a bunch of caveats. And one of those caveats is, if you're at a traffic stop, the police can ask for registration. And he didn't give it to him.
Red, you said ask for the registration, right?
Yeah, well, let me tell you what it is specifically. All right, so it says, and this is from the Alabama Police Department. Officers may make a search in any applicable databases while the firearm is in their possession to see if the individual is restricted from having possession of a firearm, like a DV, certain felons, mental evaluation, court order, etc. And this is in regards to traffic stops.
Yeah, that's fine. First off, you have to have probable cause. You said that it's the
No,
law.
you don't. No, you don't. Not for this.
Cops don't have to have probable cause to do what?
It explicitly states you don't need probable cause for this. So when it says officers may make a search in any applicable databases while the firearm is in their possession to see if the individual is restricted from having possession of a firearm, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I think you're missing the biggest part. What do you think the biggest part you're missing is?
They don't need probable cause.
Red, how did the gun get in their possession?
Well, the cops don't know that.
No, I'm saying no. They're saying when the cop has it in their possession, which means they took somebody's gun. How did it get in the cop's possession?
Okay, well, let me read you the part before it.
Okay.
Additionally, an officer may take into custody a firearm that is being carried concealed during an officer contact, which includes a traffic stop, if the officer has reasonable suspicion that the individual is so armed and engaged.
Probable cause.
It's not probable cause.
No,
if they're armed, if they're armed,
the probable cause. Read the
but
whole
he
thing
said
again.
He said he was armed.
Read the whole thing again.
Additionally, an officer may take into custody a firearm that is being carried concealed during an officer contact if the officer has reasonable suspicion that the individual is so armed.
When did the guy ever tell the cop he was armed?
I thought he did.
You thought wrong.
Oh, so he never said he had a rifle?
No, he never said he had a pistol. Because we're talking about the pistol being taken from him, right?
Wait, did he not tell the officer he had a weapon, though?
No, he did not.
So how did the officers know he had a weapon?
Why did you even say anything about it's the law in Alabama to identify that you have a weapon? That's the better question, because it seems like we're jumping around now, because you made that statement a long time ago in the comment section.
Well,
it's Alabama law. So why did you even make that statement?
Well, when I tuned in, the guy was saying, "Yeah, I have a rifle," and the cop was like weary
Where
about
was
where
he
the
at?
rifle was. He was in
Oh,
his,
the cop asked him where the rifle was.
yeah, or something like that.
Where you didn't watch the video, you didn't pay attention, or you saw what you wanted to see. That did not
Okay,
happen.
well, regardless of that, did he or
It's
did
not
he not have a
regardless. That's the
rifle?
fact. That's the fact, though. You
I'm
even
saying,
read the law.
regardless of
Read
that
that law
fact,
again. Read that law again. It disproves everything that you've been saying the whole time. Read that law again. Read it again. Maybe it'll sink in.
all of it, all it's saying is that if an officer has any reason to believe that somebody is armed, they have the right to take that arm and make sure it's registered.
Exactly.
That's what the
They
law's
had
saying.
no idea. They had no idea. So
Really?
it defeats the purpose. It defeats the entire purpose. What are you talking about?
Why do you think they had no idea?
Because the officer actually did say that. The officer actually said that.
He ain't paying
Said what?
attention, man. He said, I didn't
That
know
he
had a
didn't know
pistol
he
on.
had one. He didn't.
But did he?
The officer
Oh,
literally
Lord.
said at the end of the stop. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not. I think you just be saying shit or hearing whatever.
At the end of the stop or during the stop?
At the very end of the stop, the
Yep.
officer, they all three met up. They met up around the vehicle, and dude was talking about how he took the gun. And he said the other dude said that they knew the whole time. And the officer that stopped him, that got him out of the car, said, I didn't know he had one at all.
But he did have one.
It defeats the entire purpose of that law that you
No,
read.
it doesn't, because he had one.
Red.
Red.
I want him to read it one more
Lord
time.
have mercy.
You gotta read it one more time. Read it
Read
one
it.
more
Read
time.
it. Yeah, read it again, Red. You missing
All right,
one.
let me read all the statutes from the beginning.
No, read that last part. No, read that last part. We're not gonna dilute it real quick. Read that last part that you done read twice. Read it for a third time.
All right. Well, let me start it from the beginning of the paragraph.
No, just
I will. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. I'm not. Well, hold on. So, the caveat beginning January 1st in Alabama is if you have any contact with a police officer and are carrying concealed in person or a traffic stop, you must inform the officer immediately. Additionally, if you are carrying concealed during a traffic stop, driver or occupant, citizens are prohibited from touching said firearm until the stop is completed or the officer directs you to do so. Additionally, an officer may take into custody a firearm that is being carried concealed during an officer contact if the officer has reasonable suspicion that the individual is so armed.
So once again, defeats your purpose. And is this a police mandate or something, or is this Alabama law that you're reading?
This is Alabama. This is a Alabama Police Department statement.
Okay, so that doesn't mean shit. But even off of their
well, it does.
Even off of if it's not the law, it's not the law. They can have whatever goddamn mandates that they want. They can have whatever procedures they want. That's not the law. Just like, oh, we're not allowing people to film inside of the library. Is it public? It doesn't trump the Constitution. I can film in there. It doesn't matter.
No, this isn't a library. This is a police precinct, and this is their policy.
It doesn't matter, Red. And then on top of that, it could be pertaining to being inside a police department. Like it's still not. It doesn't trump the Constitution. Do you understand that, right?
No, Red.
The heading is Alabama concealed carry law changes, updates what you need to know. That's what they.
No. That's not a problem. But you misunderstood what he just said. You just moved the goalpost on what he just said. He was talking about like if they say certain things that is like posted when you go in a library, and you go in there and you do that said thing that does not go against those laws, and then the police try to come and tell you, oh, we're not allowing it today. That doesn't work that way. That is going against people's rights. That's stepping on their rights. You can't do that unless it's a situation you go in there and something happened and they got to rope off the scene. Then that changes everything because you have to get, the warrant, not warrant, but the order to do that because it's in that situation that would trump that. Like if a crime happens, then they have to tape it off. Yeah, then you can't just walk in there because we got it taped off. We got it roped off. So you can't go past this line. But on a regular day, if you go in a public setting or something like that, say you go in library, city hall or whatever, if those laws are not on there and then they try to change that, they're actually breaking the law. And that's the problem we have with police. I'm sure you would agree that a lot of times they'll be on some ego trip shit. That's what Jay's saying.
Oh, I know, of course. But this is Alabama state law. And this is the contingency upon
Send me the link.
new.
Send me the link because the way you
I
even
will.
read it doesn't even sound like. Put it in the back chat so I can
I
pull
got
it
you.
up.
Yeah,
Because
but
what you
yeah,
just
and
said
real
right
quick,
now
I
doesn't
think
even sound like the law. That ain't even how laws
and
are written.
then and I ain't gonna disagree on that. Y'all show that or whatever. We go through it, but far as what you read with reasonable is like he said, plausible cause or whatever. That's what Jay's speaking to. The officer didn't even know. The other officers peeped it. He didn't even know it. So that's where the
But
issue.
but
Like,
the
we knew
other
it.
officers
Who took?
were
Hold on.
correct.
Who took his weapon though? Jay, was it the officer that stopped him or one of the other officers?
It was a third officer that pulled up. It was the
Yeah.
officer that got there last.
It's superior.
Right.
The
So
original officer superior.
So the
So he
other
had a
officer.
weapon.
Superior.
No, he did, but the problem is the other officer didn't even fucking notice it, so he wasn't doing his job correctly. So this is what Jay's saying basically. It falls on the officer. He fucked
Well,
up.
no, it falls on the citizen here because the citizen is required by Alabama state law to inform the officer that he has the weapon.
Red. This the link that you sent me was the where you read it from, right?
No, that was the article that explicitly said that. I'm not going to send you the whole police code because it's a PDF file.
No, you could have just sent. Okay, well, look, you could have just sent me the website because what you just sent me right here doesn't even pertain to the city where this incident even happened.
It's Alabama, though.
No, this
It's
is
the whole
Prattville.
state.
No, this is from Prattville's police department.
Okay, so when the police department within a state makes a statement, that
What does that
statement
have
is
to do with the law?
referring to state law.
Okay, well,
as seen in the heading of the article.
They should link the state law in here if it pertains to the state law. They do not do that.
Would you like me to find it for you?
I'll put it up on screen.
Oh wait, hold on. No, hold on, Ray. I gotta get to you on that one. You said don't go off what you hear, didn't you? So you gonna go off what you read, but it didn't have the link and everything, the source, and what you need to go by the code.
No, I looked at the source. I looked at it.
All right, well, here you go. We're looking.
Yeah,
at
that's
it all
what you should have
together.
shared.
We're looking at it all together right here. This says Alabama concealed carry law changes update. What you need to know. This is the law right here, y'all. Yeah, I don't know why they got an open carry, concealed carry. That's what's up. When you got a porcupine and a skunk on the top, you know this is some top notch shit.
That's some Alabama shit.
Look at this from Prattville Police Department. All right. You can skim through here and look. You can all look. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Tell me where you see a reference to a law. Because you see HB 272 talks about the open carry. People having the ability to carry in Alabama without a license.
That's the law. That's what they were referencing.
Red is referencing that you can open carry without a permit. It's not talking about nothing.
But
else.
if you read the whole thing, that's not all it says.
This is not case law, nothing. This is nothing. This is just people summarizing.
Well, no, it's not case law. It's
where's the reference
it's written.
to the actual? Where's the reference to the actual law?
The
Nowhere
bill
in
number.
here.
The bill number that you just looked at.
No, that's a bill. That's not.
Okay, so look up the bill, pull up the PDF file of the whole bill, and you can get it there.
Jesus Christ, I'm not doing all that shit, man. Because you supposed to be.
That's
doing
why.
that.
That's why I
the
sent
whole
you
point.
this
That
article.
was the
That's
whole
why I
point.
sent
That was the
you.
whole-
But dude, that's why I sent you this article
Red.
instead of the PDF file.
Red, just stop trying to sit out here and defend the cops when the cops are wrong, man. They violated that man's rights, man. They violated the man's rights. PA said the Second Amendment is so outdated. Motherfucker, the British ain't coming over here in schooners and sailboats. Just trying to take back New England. Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
No, I disagree because the Second Amendment isn't for the British; it's for the U.S. government.
Well, he knows that. He just fucking with you. Clearly, everybody knows it's for the citizens to have the right to defend themselves against a tyrannical government. We know that. But you're advocating over here on the other side for the police to be able to goddamn be that tyrannical government and succeed
No.
their rights. That's what you're advocating for.
No, I didn't. Absolutely not.
Okay, was the guy in the car? Was the guy in the car? Was his rights violated?
According to Alabama state law, no. But that doesn't mean I think that shouldn't be his
according to
rights.
the Constitution. According to the Constitution, was his rights violated?
Of course.
Right then, I don't give a fuck about no state law, right?
Well, state law supersedes the Constitution in all 50
No, it
states.
does not. What are you talking
Well,
about?
were you not alive during the pandemic?
The Constitution trumps anything the state has. Federal.
Okay, so why? So
state.
how come the police? How come the police were able to detain me for not wearing a mask in 2020?
Somebody detained you for not wearing a mask
in 2020? Yeah.
And you gave them your ID and your information?
No.
So did you go to jail?
No.
Okay. Police can detain whoever the fuck they want. They can't lock you up and put you in handcuffs for not breaking the law. You weren't breaking the law. They were just fucking with you like they do. And that's what we're advocating against. Red. Do you not
And
get that?
I am too. And I am too. But what you're shifting the goalpost here because you're saying that the Constitution trumps all. And I'm saying that's not how it works proactively.
Okay,
when the
Red,
state
that's what we're
writes their own
arguing
legislation,
against. That's
so
what
am I.
we're fighting for.
Wait,
That's
wait,
what we're
wait,
talking
hold on.
about
I got a
the
question.
whole
I got a
time.
question. Hold on. I got a question for Red real quick. So
Jesus Christ.
if hold on. If the state law is going against the Constitution, wouldn't once somebody's rights be fucked over, can't they take that to the Supreme Court?
Yes, but it never makes it there because it has to go through the state Supreme Court first.
Okay, so why would it make it there then on the process if it don't matter?
Well, it wouldn't because it doesn't matter. For example, if I wanted to appeal the fact that my rights were violated for not wearing a mask in 2020, it would never make it to the Supreme Court because the Michigan Supreme Court supports that shit.
But hold on, but if I'm not mistaken, you can, even if they don't support it, you can still go to the Supreme Court because I've seen situations where
You're right.
state then, and then they still went to the Supreme Court. They still was able to. It was up to the court to hear it out, and then if they hear it out, they'll take that case.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the ideal scenario. However, that doesn't actually happen unless it's a case that the Supreme Court actually wants to see. Most of the time,
but I'm saying it's still, but it's still possible, right?
Possible, not probable.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying because that's why I'm making sure to help you clarify because the way you said it the first time was like it's not allowed, but that's not true.
It's possible. It's think about it like this: if you're living in a controlled state like Michigan or California and you make an appeal to the Supreme Court, that shit's never going to make it there because you're living in a state that totally supports the violation of your rights.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's why they have to do certain rulings. That's why they have to do certain like paperwork and to get it there. So it's still possible. So all I'm saying,
it's not a matter of paperwork and rulings. It's a matter of, Soros-funded DAs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going through the right process, if they're willing to hear it, they can take their case. It happens here and there. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen because a lot of judges fuck up. And then you have certain other judges like, no, that's not right.
Hasn't happened in a long time. I would say it hasn't happened for a few decades.
You really said Soros-funded judges? How old is George Soros?
Well, the DAs in most liberal states are funded by George Soros.
Can you answer my
George
question?
Soros is pretty old. I think he's like pushing 90.
Pushing 90. So
yeah, but he's the biggest.
90 years. We just subtract. I just want you to follow me. We can subtract 90 years and ask yourself, were they still doing the same thing back then? Yes or no?
Yes, but it was other people funding them, like Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Vanderbilts.
Okay. I just want you to understand. This shit been going on. It's not one specific person that you want to put blame on for people being corrupt and doing fucked up shit. Because
I wasn't putting the blame on a specific person. I was just referencing that person because that's who funds most of the DAs in these states.
So that's pretty much who you putting the blame on. Right.
In the case of the majority of funding for Democrat DAs, yeah.
If you want to say so, I'm not addressing that point. Do you
But
understand?
just because
I want you
George
to understand something.
Soros,
I don't care about that. I just want you to answer this question. Do you understand that your constitutional rights trump cops violating them? Do you understand that, right?
in an ideal world, yes, they do.
Well, Red, I wanted
It's
to
not about
respond to you.
Oh, go ahead, Jack.
I wanted to respond to you, Red, on I know for a fact, as far as the police having the electronic take your fingerprint, I know for a fact they can. I experienced it, and I had homie of mine's in the car. They pulled me over. This was a few years back in the state of Alabama. Pulled me over for my exhaust pipes or muffler or something like that being needed to be fixed or being bad, and I was driving, and so the passenger, they never asked her for her ID or identification. They just automatically pulled out the computer thing and took her fingerprints. She had warrants on her and went to jail. You know what I'm saying? So this been about almost 8 to 10 years ago. So I know for a fact they do it.
You're right. I've seen that firsthand, and usually cops do that. Well, at least here in Detroit, they do it when the person they suspect, like, they don't even need the name and ID. They don't need the license plate number. They know this person has a rap sheet, and if they're fingerprinted in the system, it's a wrap. They're going to jail.
Yep.
And that's why you don't give your fingerprint unless they have probable cause to actually get it.
Well,
like,
nowadays they take your fingerprint at birth.
Nah, I'm just saying though, in the act, like whenever the fuck the cops come around and they're talking to you and they're trying to get you to give your ID, in this case it would be trying to get your fingerprint, don't give it to them unless they can actually articulate that they suspect you of a crime. Just sit there and be quiet and look them in their face like they dumb. And that's what I keep trying to tell people to do. I'm advocating for the citizens right now. That's why it was very discomforting, Red, to have you come up here arguing on the side of the police, because regardless of whether you know it or not, that's what you were doing. And that's how everybody else perceived it. But I'm advocating for the citizens to know their rights, stand on your rights, and don't cops violating other people's rights.
Yes, but it has to be a case-by-case basis. Like in
that's
some
what we
cases,
were doing tonight. That's what we were doing
well,
right now.
In
tonight,
some
Red.
cases, it's
why bring in something that we're not talking about?
Well, this is what we're talking about because
we were talking about the 3 videos that I showed.
Yeah, in the last video with the guy with the guns, if he would have just said, "Yes, officer, I do have a rifle. Here's the registration. Here's the registration for my vehicle."
He was never asked, Red.
He was never asked if he had firearms?
No, that's what you keep not doing. You need to go back and watch the video, man. Go back and watch the video. They had already identified the AR before they even asked that dude about it. They asked him to reach in the back. He was like, "Where's your
Even so, he's still required by Alabama state law to inform the officers.
If that's the case, Red, why didn't they write him a ticket for that?
Because they probably got him on other shit.
Because
they got him on some bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but see, he could have avoided all that other bullshit if he just said yes. If you think that's sacrificing it sounds like you're sacrificing way more rights by sitting there like a dummy and not answering questions. He sacrificed.
If he actually, I forget, basically plead the fifth or something. Is it that one in the shop or is it another one? I forget which one it is.
No, that's
the same across the entire
in court.
United States of America.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying, Ray. I'm trying to make sure. So if he could have did that, like, I'm not saying nothing. Get my lawyer on the phone.
All you have to do, I'm gonna tell everybody, when you get stopped by the police, the only thing you're supposed to do is show them, not give them, your ID and your registration. Like, they come and ask you down here in Alabama is license, proof of insurance, and that's pretty much what they're asking for. Those are the main 2 things they're asking for. You can keep your window rolled all the way the fuck up and put your goddamn ID on the window and put your proof of goddamn insurance on the window. You don't even have to give it to them.
However, if you have a weapon, you are required by Alabama state law to inform the officer.
And guess what? Take me to jail for it then. That's not an arrestable offense. It's not an arrestable
offense. It would be. It would be.
It ain't. It ain't. That's the problem for you.
All right. Well, try it out. Try it out. See what happens.
Because I don't look. I will. I don't tell cops I got a gun on me. I got into a car accident the other day. Somebody hit my vehicle. I didn't tell the cop I had a fucking gun on me. I had a gun on my hip.
Well, that's different because the cop's not looking for that. He's just assessing the damage.
But I thought the law said. I don't think the law said in certain situations, Red. I thought the law was absolute.
Well, I'm speaking as a certain situation where the cop has no reason to look for a gun.
No.
If a cop stops you at a traffic stop,
what's the difference between a traffic stop and an accident?
An accident is
it's still a police interaction.
Correct.
With a vehicle.
It is
with a vehicle.
Correct. However, a traffic incident is usually investigated as a traffic violation. They're trying to see what occurred in the vehicle accident. They're not searching the vehicles. Whereas in a traffic stop, go ahead, Al.
You over here. But you know what the problem with that is? But you know the problem with that is, Red, is the problem with that, Red, is if God forbid they would have been able to find it, whatever, then they would have switched it to that on Jay. Like that's the problem we have. That's the problem we have with officers.
If they found a weapon in your vehicle and you didn't inform them of it, that would have been an infraction.
It wouldn't have been no infraction. There ain't nobody charging on that. But I do want to ask this question in America. I want to go around the panel. I want to ask y'all this question. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an answer from two people a certain way, but I think Red, you'll be different. So I'll start with Red first. If you get stopped by the cops and you have a gun on you, are you letting the cops know that you got a gun? And I don't care what state you're in. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So let's say I'm driving.
Yes or no. It's real easy. Yes or no?
Yes, because I don't want to get shot.
Okay. Are you letting the police know you got a gun on you when you get stopped?
Like Red said, in an ideal world, I would.
I just need a yes or no. I just need a yes or no.
No babies. Okay.
It depends on the state, honestly.
No, it don't depend on no state. Do I have a license?
Right. Are you telling the cops when they
it's a legal weapon?
No. Look, all y'all legal. Everybody legal. It don't fucking matter about that. Are you telling the cops? They come to your door, knock. You know why I pulled you over? They start to tell you that and be like, officer, I just want to let you know I got a gun on me. You Red, are you doing that?
Of course.
Okay. Are you doing that?
No, I'm going to just get my license. I'm about to sell license. I'm not.
All right. No, you ain't got to get no concealed nothing. Miss Jackson, are you doing it?
Well, in my case, I'm an ex-felon, so I don't, but let's just
be in that situation,
hypothetically speaking, if I was legal, I would eventually tell them. I mean, if
I'm saying initially, they knocked on your window, told you why they stopped you.
Not off the top, not off the top, but if it got the situation exceeded, I will. Initially I would. Yep.
Okay, so basically no. Yeah, so basically no.
Yeah, pretty much no. It'll be a no, and it'll be a no for me. I'm not volunteering that information in America, especially when I live in the state I live in. Pretty much, I don't give a fuck what state I was in, to notify some cop that might freak the fuck out that I have a gun. I'm not telling.
Well, if you're cordial with the officer, and there's a weapons trainer here in Detroit.
Doesn't matter.
Well, he teaches weapons training. He tells you, here's what you do. And he has plenty of videos on this on YouTube. You put your hands on the steering wheel.
The one dude that be showing bad ways, and then they'll show the real thing. Be like, he would have got shot. I hope you're talking about that.
I think I might be talking. Yeah, but he's a weapons trainer, and he rides around with hella guns. And when he shows videos of the police pulling him over sometimes. And
is he white?
Puts his hands. No, he's black. He puts his hands on the steering wheel. I'm not sure, but he does have a lot of weapons.
That black dude that's got dreads?
No, not he's not
the older guy. Okay.
He's a weapons trainer from Detroit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Colin Guard.
Either way, though, man. Look, besides the point with what Red is trying to say.
No. What I'm saying, let me finish. What I'm saying is he puts his hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. He informs the officers of all the weapons in the vehicle. He's cordial with them. He's well-mannered. the cops are like, all right, dude, could you slowly hand me the insurance and the registration for all the weapons? Cops check it out. Some of the cops are like, hey, can I see the weapons? Like, you got like ARs and rifles and shit. I want to see them. It's cool. And it's all cordial. It's all good. He goes about his way. Nothing ever happens. All because not only does he know his rights, he knows how to act with the police.
So
But see, that's because that might be because he's black. Like, I'm gonna just keep it funky with you because the issue is how you interact with police officers. So we know we got assholes out there. Most of them gonna probably be even tip. You know what I'm saying? On a regular, on average, we all got some prejudice to us or some stereotypes in the back of our mind about people that we interact with. I don't give a fuck what a bitch say. Oh no, I'm not. You a lying motherfucker. Stop lying. So the issue is with that, with him being black, and the reason why I asked that question is because we know with us, like Dave Chappelle said on Killing Them Softly, oh, they know we know the law. So they don't give a fuck. That be the problem. So your interaction matters a lot with the officer depending on what you look like. That's why we say it don't matter what state you in, because if they look at the same way they look at any of us, what they gonna do? They're gonna look at us the same way. Oh, these stats say that black people is the main one to do this. They disproportionately do that. It's like it don't matter. So you have to show that you're a good little boy and do what the officers say to make them feel
Well, no, it's not.
that you respect
It's
them.
not about being a good little boy. Like picture it like this. Imagine if you're like a retail worker. You're working at a fast food restaurant. If a customer comes in and they're being a bitch, they're making your life harder. You're gonna give that same energy back. But if a customer comes in and they understand your job is hard and they're making your day easier, you're going to treat them with that same respect. And the same thing goes for police officers.
Well, you want to know the big difference in your scenario, Red?
Actually, Jay, let me answer that because I actually had a response to that real quick. The difference is when you go in and the waiter racist, a bigot, don't give a fuck about none of that, don't like you at all. It don't matter how nice you be, that bitch is still gonna spit in your grits. I've been around black folk and we went in circles to certain places and motherfuckers still was assholes. And then when it comes to police, I'm sorry, Rick, but I'm not sorry. But you can't speak for what I've endured with dealing with the police and the way they've broken my rights, and I haven't done anything wrong and done shit that and then try to lie to me. And then me being young or a teenager when I first went through this shit and not knowing my rights, it didn't fucking matter. It didn't matter that my parents wasn't there and they treated me a certain type of way. They didn't give a fuck. They violate my shit all the time. So we can either say egotistical, we can say bigot, or whatever the fuck you want to say.
Okay, and that's just as much as the fault of those egotistical officers as it is your ignorance of the law. When I was 17, I was getting hammed up by the cops every other weekend. I was doing crazy shit. I knew my rights. I knew who to call. I knew what to say. And me and my friends who were black never got taken to jail because of it. And it wasn't because I was an asshole and I was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I was cordial. I gave them the information they needed to know. If they asked for something that they didn't have probable cause for, I would respectfully say no.
And then I get it, and then they not step on your rights after that.
Look,
well, you lucky. You lucky, boy.
It's not even the simple fact that he's lucky, man. This the whole problem. You're addressing it at the secondary and the tertiary type situation. In the very beginning, they're trying to violate your fucking rights. Why are you okay with that? That's what
I'm not okay with that. But that's what it is. No, like I'm not okay with people in Detroit breaking into my house. That doesn't mean I'm gonna leave my door unlocked.
Red. That's why you don't say that's what it is.
Well, it is what it is. That is what it is.
You don't never you never come into the situation saying that is what it is. When if we were talking about somebody touching little kids, well, it's gonna happen eventually. So it is what it is. No.
It is. Yes, it is what it is. You better keep your children safe.
But guess what, Red? That is not the talking point. The talking point is that shit is wrong.
That's my talking point. Okay, everyone knows it's wrong. Nobody's saying it's right. Who's saying it's right?
You clearly been advocating for the cops?
So I'm not giving you a comparison. I'm not advocating for the cops. I hate.
You telling people to act a certain type of way so they don't get their rights violated.
Yeah, because it's true. If you're kind to the cops, you're less likely to get your fucking rights violated.
Red, if it's not the law, why the fuck should I have to do it? That's what
because
you know.
it's common fucking sense.
Guess what? Don't
it's not against
don't ever argue against what any liberal, they're trying to change the government, they're trying to, bitch, you comply with bullshit that ain't the law already.
Well, it's not against the law.
Don't complain.
Let's take the logic to the fullest conclusion here. Nobody's complaining. I'm just sussing out your logic here.
You do all the time.
So it's not against the law to act like an asshole, correct? You can be an asshole, right? However,
a guy.
If someone beats your ass because you're acting like an asshole, who's at fault?
The people who beat your ass. The people who beat your ass.
Okay, you say so.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem right there. Let me interject.
Hold up.
Please, you gotta let me interject.
Hold up. Hold up real quick. We literally covered a video of a guy standing on the side of the road holding up a sign, and the cop didn't like the sign, and fucking arrested this dude and put charges.
Yeah, I was with you on that. Totally, that's
it's the exact same thing, Red.
No, it's not.
It doesn't matter if I fucking make him happy or make him mad or be nice to him or be mean to them. Your job is to do a job, and I have rights. It don't matter how mad you might possibly get. And that's why we need to rid these people out of the police department that don't understand that's the job. And we need to rid that out of American citizens that try to act like, oh, you can just talk to them nice. If I talk to them nice, am I breaking the law? If I'm not, I can do what the fuck I'm free to do. I shouldn't have to act a certain type of way and tap dance in front of somebody for them not to violate my rights. That's what
you shouldn't have to.
For.
In a perfect world, you shouldn't.
No, it's
have
not
to.
in a perfect world. If you have,
because we don't live in that world right now.
You know why we don't live in that world? Because we got people that say that dumb shit that you just said.
No, because I don't advocate for shit when it comes to the police.
You're not advocating to hold the police accountable no matter what. You're saying, well, if you do,
of course I do. Of course I do.
Because no, you're not. You literally.
I just told you. I think the cop was wrong in that sign instance.
Red, you literally just said if you just talk nice to the police, you're more likely. You don't have to. So why are you telling people to do that? Tell the cop to do their job.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Well, you don't have to treat anyone with respect. That doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Well, I feel like the issue with police brutality is the police law enforcement are in a position of authority. Okay. But when you have them instead of enforcing the law, which is their job, and to exercise the law, okay, then they are in a position where they become the law, right? And so, especially for a certain class of people, or Black people in particular, or poor people, or whatever the case may be, a certain group of people in a certain community, that when they do know their rights and they do have a form of education, then that's intimidating to law enforcement, because they have this stereotype that a certain class of people, is supposed to be mentally on a certain level or uneducated. So, but the thing of it is, law enforcement, their job is a position of authority. Okay. And we all know this and is supposed to respect that, because we're taught in elementary school and as children in school that they're here to protect and serve. They're the good guys. But then we grow up and learn that all the shit we learned in school was a fucking lie, and they actually became the bad guys. So in reality is, that people lose respect for their position of authority when they themselves are being criminals and committing crimes, but the only difference is they have a badge to excuse them. So
correct.
I think that's the root to the issue of police brutality. You know what I'm saying? And if I can just share one of my experiences, just one, I'll share real quickly with you all, that I had a few years back. I had just moved into a place, into my little house, and basically the police kicked my door in. Now they did identify themselves, okay? They did say that they was task force, and they was beating on my door. I did not answer. So they kicked my door in, okay? found a joint on my table, arrested me, locked me up, and put me in jail. Okay? I cussed their ass out so bad they charged me with disorderly conduct too. And then
in Alabama?
This in the state of Alabama, yes. And then knowing that they had the wrong person while I was incarcerated, the very next day they went out there and busted the door off the hinges. You know, just completely took my door off the hinges where anybody, a dopehead or whoever in the street could come in and just, access to my personal house. And I ended up staying in jail for 9 days. Addressed the issue to the headquarters of the police department and also internal affairs. In a nutshell, nothing was done. And when I went to court, it was just plead guilty to the disorderly conduct. So
you had a public defender?
Yes. Plead guilty to listen. Plead guilty to the disorderly conduct just to have a conviction to satisfy the prosecutor, and we'll let everything else go. And they did find a joint, but they actually charged me with clone, which I have no dealings with. But the whole point was they knew that my rights were violated off the rip. They knew they had the wrong person. They had a right once they had a warrant. Come to find out, whoever used to live there, they had a warrant for them. So I had just moved there, so they was looking. You know what I'm saying? But if they did their homework, they would have saw I was on file. Got with the post office. You know what I'm saying? My address was on file, so they didn't do their homework.
Right. So they had a warrant for that address, but they didn't know you were the new tenant.
Correct. So they had a right to detain me and and figure out what was going on. But once they really had a right for me to get my identification, identify myself, and so forth. But once they realized that the suspect who they had a warrant for was not there and no longer lived there, that should have been the end of it. So, I mean, that's just one story I'll share with you all. And again, people lose their respect for their position of authority, when basically their attitude is, I got a badge so I can do what I want to do and it's all good.
I got a question, real quick, Jackson. So wait, hold on, Red. I got a question, Jackson. So how long was it that you had moved in there from the last person moving out?
3 weeks. I have been there 3 weeks.
So you should have sued their ass. They violated.
That makes sense because warrants. It makes sense because warrants take a long ass time to go through the courts.
No. The reason why it don't make sense because they're still supposed to stay up to date about what's going on. Warrants don't usually take that long. Not 3 weeks.
Yeah.
A warrant don't take that long. You actually no. If they had got a warrant to kick in the door, that means they were still under surveillance of that property. They would have still been under surveillance. They don't just trust me. I'm from the hood, bro, and I'm black. You might have grew up in the hood, but I'm black from the hood. When I've seen all the situations and scenarios, the real shit, when I've seen all those scenarios that happen, when they got a warrant, they always still was under surveillance of that perpetrator that they were trying to find.
I'm not sure about that. It depends on the crime.
And it don't take but 72 hours to swipe up a warrant. I believe they got 48 to 72 hours for the warrant. That's all.
Depending on the offense. I mean, what was the guy?
All right. What was the?
He was to my understanding, he was a drug dealer.
Oh, he was trapper.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
See, that's what I'm. Hold on, but see, that's what I'm saying. So when they got under surveillance, and like she just said, they can get that shit in a few days because they got the surveillance. They got all the information that they need to go ahead and do it. So for 3 weeks, for you to not have this person under surveillance. They fucked up bad. That was a lawsuit like a motherfucker. And that's why I asked you did you have a public pretender? Because they did that same to my cousin real quick. My cousin, and he just, I wish, you know what I'm saying? But we get violated so much, we think it's okay. Like Red, you saying right now. And that ain't how it's supposed to go. So he riding home from work. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Now, he didn't think about this. He had his paperwork to show that he had just clocked out of work. They saw him ride on his bicycle. Now, mind you, they said, he fit the description of a suspect. Ride on a bicycle. Broke in somebody's house, stole all their shit, but they found him riding on the bicycle. Okay, whatever. Take him, try to lock him up. They showed a person saying it was him, and it's like, but You didn't see the person. How do you know? He's just a black male riding a fucking bicycle. He go to court, get a public pretender. They tell him to go ahead and take it, and then they just gave him a year probation. You know how many years you actually supposed to get for breaking and entering, especially when you 18 or older? You're supposed to get 3 to 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, that's why they hit you with the plea deals.
No, it's 3 to 5. It's 3 to 5 here in Florida if it's not a violent one. Then 10 goes up if you got a weapon, because my little cousin got that.
Yeah, 10. Good time is 3 years. Yep.
This is a.
Yep.
Let me go there real quick, because we about to wrap up, and we're gonna finish having this. We can have a deep conversation in the back, but to that point right there, majority of the time the police will hit you with a lot of charges. So your main focus is trying to get out of those charges, knowing that they don't have anything. They know a lot of people don't have enough money to go get a private lawyer. They know the public defenders are, the way they like to say it, they're overtaxed with so many court cases. Probably because the cops out here goddamn locking up anybody and everybody. You know, crime is down right now, but you know, people want to say it's high. They'll hit you with charges. They'll hit you with charges and try to stack them up to the point where you will not fight against it. And majority of Americans be like, that's how it goes, especially in the hood. They'll be like, yeah, fucking just ran up and grabbed me. Remember, hey, Miss Jackson, you know about the Jump Out Boys.
Oh, yeah.
I learned about the Jump Out Boys. And these dudes are going in handcuffs, going straight to jail.
They jumped dead in my door. With the mask, the guns, the Uzis and all, dead in my door.
Yeah, knowing good and goddamn well they not looking for you, but guess what? You going to jail, and we gonna charge you with something just because we put your ass in handcuffs to try to cover our ass, and then it's on you as a citizen to sit here and fight all this shit. And after you fight all it, you think people don't go and get a lawyer on top of that and then sue you? A lot of people don't do that, and they know that the odds are in their favor, and they do it consistently. And then we have people that advocate for it, but that's besides the point. I want people to read up on their goddamn Constitution. Understand your rights, and don't go for this. We got a lot of bad cops out here moving and grooving, planting drugs, snorting coke, doing whatever they want, beating their wife, and locking your ass up for any goddamn thing. We need to be very mindful of it, and I want a lot of my American citizens to get on point with, like, look, stand on your rights, man. You have them. If you don't use them, bitches, you're going to lose them. But I want to go around the panel real quick, like, I'm going to go with Miss Jackson first because you wanted to say something. I'm going to go to you first. Give me your final thoughts on the video tonight. Then we're going to go to Red. Then we're going to go to Op. So, Miss Jackson, you up.
All right. I always want to say I appreciate y'all. Enjoy joining in. Learn a lesson each time. I'm Kenique Jackson. And, this is a very important issue. It's something that we need to take serious that's going down in our world right now, in our community, that, and it's affecting our lives, our children's lives, our, community and the future. So it's something need to be done about it. We need to do something to make that change. And then, till next time, salute.
You know it. Risky.
So I think we're all on the same page here when it comes to the authoritarian state and taking our rights away. The difference becomes in the approach. Where some want to, just complain about it all day. But that's not how you interact with power. As we've already noted, these police have badges, which means they have power. And if you understand power dynamics, you read 48 Laws of Power, you understand the best way to counteract it is not to stand against it. In fact, that's how you get wiped out. You have to go with the game, play the legal game, and fight against it in the court of law with logic. Not with, baiting arguments online. But I'm Red Illusion. I have a video on my channel. It's about the media, the news, and how it relates to the maritime law doctrine that this nation is under. And I think it's really informative. You can check me out there.
Next up, we got Mr. 2024. He running for something.
Sure. Like I told you, my running mate is JVJ. There is holes for everybody. Old English and Newport Longs in the Salt Pack for everybody. That's what we're gonna bring to you. I'm gonna say this: good show, and on some real shit. Fuck with Red talking about. Do listen and check out YouTube because there's informative channels. Red said the other night
So I'm doing my debate shit right now. Even though Red said the other night he supports independent media. Most likely gonna find that on YouTube. And the reason why that's important is because until we started having people bringing information to us, we wasn't thinking about looking things up. You know, Red might say, "Oh, regardless of whatever, do whatever." But at the same time, we always talk about facts over feelings. Fuck your feelings. What the facts is, a lot of these motherfuckers get egotistical, think they're above the law, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and we gotta go ahead. Now, one thing I will agree with Red on, it takes more than just listening to these channels, but at the same time, until you know you don't know. You don't know your rights, you don't know what the fuck they doing to your ass, and then they just violate, especially for people of color, especially for black folks. So we need to learn what we need to learn, and then we do need to fight to change laws. And on some real shit, I wish, because I could vote Republican, but I can't because they be the main ones saying racist bullshit. And it's like, how can I go with what you're saying? And the problem with Democrats, fuck ass, is they'll say we fighting for this, but then when they get in office, they don't do shit. So it's on us as the people to try to really make some changes and do what the fuck we supposed to do. I've been out in my community for 21 years, and I've seen it. And I deal with people that make changes and change laws in this bitch. So if y'all want to do something, you got to step up, stand up, and stay 10 toes down on your shit. Your boy Big Out, 2024. Y'all go check me out right here on YouTube or Out from the North 18 on Facebook. And I'm out this bitch.
All right, now y'all heard it here first. Everybody gave their final thoughts. To Red's comment, like, look. It's one thing to say, like, you're not out there actually fighting the fight. You're just on the internet talking about it. Well, it goes to Op's point. If you don't know that you need to be fighting for something, you never will. Like, straight up. If you don't know that you're wrong, why would you ever even say anything about it? Well, some people have to get out there in the streets. Some people have to get out there in the pulpit. Some people have to get out there in Congress, in the Senate. Some people have to get it out there in the police departments. My job, I'm going to sit right over here and do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to get it over here on the social and spread the word and let people know what they need to be doing. Understand your rights. Because if you don't, they're going to constantly keep violating them. And they've been doing it for a long time. That's why you don't control your air, your water, or your goddamn food. Because people didn't know what the fuck was going on. Well, guess what? We're trying to at least hold on to the last little bit of shit that we got. And I'm going to keep telling people, and I'm going to fight the fight my way over here on this side. Informing people of what's going on. But look, y'all, it's been fun. It's been great. And we're going to keep rocking out. We're going to be here tomorrow. I think C Money Podcast has a live stream. And we should be rocking out doing something. But if not, we're going to make some shape regardless. But it's been fun. It's been great. And if any of y'all want to hit the back chat, y'all are perfectly fine too, because we still talk back there. Red,
drop the link again.
Stand on his shit. Oh, Lord. Drop it for me. You got me. We do the after party all the time after the show. And we continue the conversation because I know some of these things, this man done fell off. Some of these things we don't want, like we can't say certain things on YouTube. So, you gotta take behind closed doors. But if y'all want to hop up and pop up and do what you want to do, y'all can hit the link. I just dropped it in there for y'all. But once again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We are trying to grow the JVJ Network. We're trying to get it up there. So I need y'all to help out with that. Share the videos, all that in the bag of chips, turn them notice on. And we will catch y'all in the next one as always, man. Everybody? Miss Jackson?
All right.
Nigga, I was born this way. Either whipped over the NBA, I don't bang no set. I'm a renegade. Cause either way, I'm getting paid. Ice on my neck like